What's going on, people? Welcome to another Emotion Football live stream. My name is Alam, and today we got a watch along Colts and Vikings. Shout out to everybody watching live. Shout out to anybody that might catch this on replay after the fact. Crazy Sunday of football. We're going to talk about that. What should be an interesting game on Sunday Night Football. We're going to talk about that. And if it becomes not interesting, we're probably going to do a season prediction. So we got options today. They are doing the skull in the stadium right now. I don't know why this has to be televised, but fair enough. I'm going to get the scoreboard set up, and we'll get things ready to go. But yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat. I see Daniel in here saying we getting cooked today, not going to be fun. Okay, so interesting you say that because I'm very confident the Vikings are going to win, but I don't think this is going to be a blowout. I don't see this being that kind of a game. Like, if I had to bet money, I would go like Vikings by 5. I don't think this is a 2-score game. But you seem to think the Colts are going to get cooked. That's interesting. Big up my guy King. We're going to beat the Vikings. I agree. Last week, nobody thought Cleveland. Hold on. Cleveland beat the Ravens. But somebody beat the Vikings that shouldn't have. The Rams? Yeah. Wait, was it the Rams? I forget who it was. But big up Leon. Oh, Patriots. Crucial result today in the tank. Crucial result. Words cannot express how important that was. No team in the NFL has less than 2 wins. Therefore, every team with 2 or 3 wins right now is in a prime spot to tank, which is most of the NFL. So yeah, interesting shit we got going on. Go to plays. True. Texans Jets, that was definitely an upset. We got 2nd and 7. Flacco, first game as the full-time Colts starter. We got 2nd and 7. Handoff to, this is Taylor, right? Yes, this is Taylor. Jonathan Taylor gets about 6 yards. But yeah, no, the football stuff was interesting today. Let's look at the standings really quickly. Because I think the tank is so open, I feel like a lot of teams might sell at the deadline. So it could be a buyer's market. But bro, there are 9 teams with 2 losses and there's 12 teams who I think are within tanking territory. If you're one of those 12 teams and you decide, let's pack it in, you can get a really, really, really good draft pick. Bro, Dallas, weak as fuck today. They look really trash. I lied. Actually, to be honest, they probably should have got blown out by more, given that their backup quarterback was playing. And Granson gets a big first down. I think Granson is like one of the most notable players to wear the Guardian cap. Like, he was not the most notable, the first one. And he compared them to seatbelts. It was an interesting quote if anybody wants to look it up. But yeah, Colts get to the Vikings territory. Jonathan Taylor up the middle, lots of space, gets to around the 25. The Colts offense is moving. So, like I said, people, I don't expect this to be a blowout or a 2-score game. I think Daniel being so skeptical is interesting, but I'm very confident that this is going to be a 1-score game. I just don't think the Vikings drop 3 in a row. Also, worth noting, I don't know if this is going to be something that, like, I don't know if this is a factor or not, but this is a rematch of the 30-point comeback. Oh, no, fumble. Vikings ball. Oh, botched handoff from quarterback to running back. It results in a fumble, and it looks like Minnesota fell on the football. Holy shit. The Colts were moving. I feel like Flacco put it right where it was supposed to be. I don't know whose fault that is, but it doesn't look like Flacco's fault. Nah, man, that's a crazy turnover. Bro, I still think that they're like the game will be okay. Like, look at how their offense was moving. That's not gonna change. I think they're gonna be able to move the ball decently all game. But we'll see, people. We'll see. We got game recaps to get into now. Now that we got a break in the play, we can start with Jaguars Eagles, my game. So this is actually a really weird game, right? Because it's a 5-point game. But then when you take into account that the referees basically gave the Jaguars 7 points and that Sirianni just threw away 8 points, right? Quietly, low key, this was a 20-point game that just happens to be a 5-point game on the scoreboard, right? We outplayed the Jaguars by far. That part of it is good. Nick Sirianni looked just horrible with his decision making. That part is concerning. It have felt like we got a couple weeks of him not getting in the way, and the hope was that was what we saw going forward. But he fucked the game up. Just aggression for the sake of aggression, right? So I'm gonna break down to you guys how I think about being aggressive on fourth down, right? When you decide that you want to be a team that goes for it on fourth down quite a bit, you are basically saying we want to play more football, right? Because on fourth down, you're playing more football. You're playing another offensive snap. You are putting the ball in your quarterback's hands more. You're essentially like just giving your offense another chance to make a play, right? So I think it actually kind of works like this. If you're a good team, you should be more aggressive. Why? Because typically you tend to make better plays than not. That's what makes you a good team. If you're a bad team, you shouldn't be aggressive. Why? Because simply you make worse plays more often than you make good plays. Or you make bad plays more often than you make good plays. That's why you're not a good team. The thing about the Eagles is that we've been historically a very aggressive team, but we've done that because we've been a pretty good team. This year, we're a good team in moments against the Giants and who's the other team? The Bengals. We definitely had like good stretches of play, but we have it in us to falter. And I think when Nick Sirianni sees our offense begin to falter a little bit, we shouldn't be that aggressive. In the first half, we got a lot of points off turnovers. Most of our points out, like I think we got all of our points but 3 off turnovers. Our offense actually wasn't cooking in the first half. It started getting better in the second half. But being aggressive when your offense isn't really cooking like that doesn't make any sense to me. So Nick Sirianni got in the way. That was bad. AJ Brown got hurt. He came back into the game and then left after that. So it was weird. I don't know what happened. They say he has a knee issue, so hopefully nothing's too bad with that one. Saquon Barkley looked amazing. Offensive line did a good job. Hurts didn't turn the ball over, had some good throws. Devontae Smith was unreal. The defense outside of a couple of drives was really, really good. And I think when they were bad, it's because they were playing prevent defense. So on the whole, there were a lot of good things, but the bad things being Nick Sirianni and AJ Brown's health are very discouraging, right? I just hope AJ Brown is okay. And I hope that Nick Sirianni, for some reason, just decides that, he's not that guy, pal. Aaron Jones breaks free, has a bunch of space, gets to around midfield. But yeah, I don't have much to say about the Jags with that game because, to be honest, I think they're a mess. And they're not a mess because they just have no talent. They have enough talent to have plays here and there. But just not a well-coached team. We might have to call Trevor Lawrence a bust. Hot take. So this is interesting because I hear it. I hear it. Definitely has not lived up to the expectations. Definitely has not lived up to the contract so far. Yes, he has a playoff win. Yes, he's one of the best 32 quarterbacks in the NFL. It really depends what you look at, what you mean to say when you say bust. But has he lived up to the expectations? No. Has he lived up to the contract? No. So yeah, it's looking not great for Trevor Lawrence. And especially not great for Doug Peterson. Oh shit! Wide receiver screen for Addison on 1st and 10. Does a good job to not get tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Also, guys, I learned something today. So in the Eagles game, there was a situation where it was 4th and inches, and Trevor Lawrence threw it to the flat, and Cooper DeJean just ran right through the receiver. Like, definitely got there early, and then I was thinking, oh shit, pass interference. Fun fact though, you can't call pass interference before prior to the line of scrimmage. It's not a thing. So technically, when it comes to passes to targets behind the line of scrimmage, they're not afforded protection. They can get smoked. Something I learned today. I actually didn't know that. But yeah, it changes how I look at plays like screens and stuff like that. But in theory, right, DBs can just run right through the target if they're before the line of scrimmage. What was I gonna say? But yeah. Vikings also moving the ball on their first drive. Not a whole lot of defense thus far. 3rd and 6. Edge of field goal range. As a person rostering the Vikings kicker in fantasy, I'd love for a field goal attempt from here. But Sam Darnold denies me that opportunity by completing a pass to Jordan Addison. I think Hawkinson is back. So my whole thing is now that they have all three of Addison, Hawkinson, and Jefferson, the Vikings' son receiving core is put together because Jefferson, his name ends with son. Hawkinson, same thing. Addison, same thing. So it's just hella sons in the Vikings receiving core, and yeah, interesting roster building there to go for the same suffix of last names, but that's what they did. They should get a quarterback from New York that says son a lot. That would make everything, everything make sense and everything fit together. Defensive holding on Taven Bryan will give the Vikings an automatic first down. Defensive holding on. So I'm starting to notice that they call it defensive holding on defensive linemen more now, because defensive linemen will hold an offensive lineman, stopping them from blocking. So like if you're getting double teamed, 2 offensive linemen are dealing with you. If you hold them both in place, none of them can peel off of you and block somebody else. But I don't know if that's a point of emphasis now, or if it's more something that's being taught more in terms of like defensive linemen being taught to try to just occupy offensive linemen if you get blocked. So I just thought that was interesting. Something I'm definitely going to keep in mind when watching these games, because yeah, I saw it called here. I saw it called last week, and I don't think I remember seeing that call ever really growing up. Darnold gets through his reads, comes back to number 11. I don't know who that is, but it looks like a long ass last name. Who is that? Oh, Trent Sherfield. Okay, I remember that name. Third and 3 now. Big down here again as a person rostering the Vikings kicker. We need that that third down stop here. Darnold drops back, pressure gets home, flushes him to the left. Oh my God, he threw a pick. Daniel, the two teams evened it up with turnovers on the first drive. Zaire Franklin, host of In the Trenches podcast, celebrates the interception doing a skull clap. A1 trolling. I'll never forget though, the greatest trolling I've ever seen is when the Eagles beat the Vikings in the NFC Championship game and did the clap chants, but with Foles instead of skull. Greatest trolling I've ever seen. I thought that would have completely just killed the skull thing, but somehow, some way, they still do it. We're gonna get into the next game recap. So Broncos 10, Ravens 41. In this game, I'm surprised it was this big of a blowout. I'll say that. I thought the Ravens were going to win to bounce back, but I didn't think they would blow out the Broncos. And the main reason is because I think the Broncos defense is pretty respectable at this point. And I thought that they would, at the very minimum, at least keep Baltimore in check. The fact that that was a blowout, I think that's really impressive on Baltimore's front. And then defensively, I figured that the Ravens' pass defense being so ass would be at least a bit of an opportunity for Denver to put some points up. So I had the Ravens winning like a 7-point game. That was my prediction for this. Really impressed with both sides of the ball of Baltimore for having the game end up like this. I still think I think I saw something, because obviously wasn't one of the games I watched. I think I saw something about the Broncos still getting enough. Yeah, they got 223 yards in the air. Probably more than you would hope, given that it's Bo Nix. But yeah, they held the Broncos to 10 points. And that's the league worst pass defense. You got the Ravens offense scoring 41 on a defense that I think is respectable. So this was a really impressive bounce back. Like I said, I was pretty confident that they'd win the game. I wasn't seeing a 31-point blowout, but maybe somebody who was seeing a 31-point blowout is going to join us. What's up, Peter?
Yo, I'm here. Fresh off vacation.
Hell yeah.
Load management is over.
Yep.
As far as today, I didn't really watch the second half because I do brunch with my parents every day, like every Sunday around noon.
Right.
So these early games, I don't really get to watch them too tough. Also, Chelsea were on the main TV until about 10:30. So no, basically, Bo Nix stinks, and I'm tired of people acting like he doesn't stink, man. I'm tired of that shit. He kind of stinks, sneaky athletic white dude, but I don't know. I don't see it. Fuck the Broncos. They're one of those like fake decent teams, gonna probably win 9 or 10 games because somebody has to win the games.
Yep.
But no, fuck them.
Yeah, no, for real. Like they're gonna have they could even end up having 10 wins by accident, but it's more just about the bottom of the league, because I was mentioning this earlier, but I think 9 teams have 2 wins and 3 teams have 3 wins. So basically 12 teams in this league are within tanking proximity, right? Going into the trade deadline. 12
teams in this league are within the number 1 pick, which is like that's like more than a third of the league.
Yeah,
which halfway through the season is not a good spot to be in.
Yep.
That's just not a spot you want to be in, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to look at those teams to see if there's anybody there who really... I mean, okay, the Cowboys being 3-5 and the Jets being 3-6, like, I mean, that sucks for them, but you kind of did it to yourself. I don't think either of those teams will sell per se, but like,
what the hell do they have to sell?
Good point. In Dallas, yeah, definitely. If you wanted to sell off, like you paid Dak Prescott, so you can't actually sell off your top end talent. If you're the Jets, you also are tied to Aaron Rodgers, so you can't sell off your top end talent. I don't know if they have guys going into contract negotiations, but other than that, those teams, again, within 1 game of the first overall pick, but they won't be making a move for it. Tennessee and Miami, next 2 teams at 2-6.
Hey, Miami rushing Tua back just to still lose is funny as hell.
No, actually, and then like he went head first for a 3rd and 5. I think both Bills linebackers were actually scared of the idea of hitting him. Like they just let him have the first down. But that's what we're doing for a 2-6 football team. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, man, it is what it is. So what do we do in this stream? Because this game's already had 2 of the funniest turnovers I've ever seen.
We can recap football games from today. We can do a season prediction. I'm
always down for a season prediction.
All right, we'll queue up a season prediction for sure. I guess we'll just run through the games first.
No, the Saints are on an L7, and that is impressive.
That's actually crazy.
I think that's the longest losing streak of the season so far for anybody.
Yeah, it would have to be, because the 7 is the highest amount of losses, and they have it in a row, right? Nobody has more than 7 losses.
They haven't won since they beat the Cowboys' ass in September.
Well, so this is the thing, right? In the first 2 games, they didn't have a possession where they didn't score. And then right after that, they went on to lose 7 games in a row. Talk about hot and cold.
Yeah. Bryce Young and the Panthers got a win today, so that's cool.
Did you see Michael Thomas's tweet rant about Derek Carr?
Yes, he's right.
Oh, amazing.
He's right.
Distinctly right about the part where he needs his ass beat, though. Like that was refreshing to hear.
No, he's absolutely right.
Big up, time to shine. But yeah, the only games I had gone through are the Eagles game and the Ravens game. Raiders, Bengals, both these teams are terrible.
Yeah, they're not great, but hey man, Bengals, Ravens, Thursday Night Football, guys, be there.
That's the recap for this one. Nothing really to see here. You guys are probably not going to see a whole lot of these teams for the rest of the year, aside from Thursday. Yeah, these teams are not it. Thursday, we expect a blowout, right?
No, because our defense was diabolically still bad.
Okay.
Like, we'll probably give up like 28 points just because that seems to be what happens. But I think we'll win. Because I think what's the tackle they signed? His name's like BJ something or something like that.
For
the Bengals. They're like run-stopping tackle that they signed.
Oh, DJ Reader, who's gone now.
No. Let me look this up.
They got a guy?
I might be looking or thinking something else. I'm looking this up. I'm on the Bengals injury report.
BJ Hill.
Yes, that guy.
Traded for from the Giants.
He has a rib injury.
Yeah.
And Zach Moss didn't play today. T. Higgins didn't play today either.
Yeah.
Basically, I already don't like the Bengals' run defense or just defense.
Or team.
Or anything about them, to be honest. It's all despisable. But I think the Ravens might as well just approach it like, hey, guys, we're going to run the ball 40 times today. I think that's a good approach. If they can stay ahead of the sticks and not have stupid penalties bog them down, they absolutely should do it just to kind of see what happens.
Yeah. I think they've been getting Justice Hill going recently as well. So you got two backs. Very much a thunder and lightning situation. So, on Thursday,
Lamar didn't run today either. He had like 2 rushes for 3 yards or some shit.
Yeah. Why waste it against this team?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that'll be interesting. I saw on Thursday the Ravens are debuting these purple helmets with like a different logo.
Yeah, I think they're kind of ugly, but whatever.
I just think it's weird to see a different logo on a helmet, like a logo I've never seen before.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Low key, we're in the college era of the NFL, just random uniforms. So fuck it.
Ooh, end around for the Vikings.
Next game we can talk about briefly is Patriots Titans. I mean, from
a
tanking
one
perspective,
of the best touchdowns I've ever seen, followed by the worst interception I think I've seen this week.
Oh, hilarious stuff. I mean, when they scored that touchdown, the question about whether you go for 2 or not is really about like, okay, what is the objective here? Because if
I don't know why they didn't go for 2.
I mean, so this is the thing, right? If going for 2 gives you your best chance to win, and you don't want to win, you kick the extra point, I guess.
But again, for the Patriots, like, why are they in number 1 pick hunt?
Like, the thing is like, it's not even a situation where you could get the number 1 pick. You already have a quarterback, and then you can trade back for like hella capital. I don't think this is the trade up draft for a quarterback. It's not really that kind of.
That's what I'm saying. I'm surprised they didn't just. I'm surprised they didn't say fuck it and go for it and try and win the game.
Same.
I'm really surprised at a 2-6 team playing for overtime in week 9.
Same.
It's like if you want to be absolutely generous to the Patriots, which like you really shouldn't be, but let's be honest.
Yeah.
The team currently in 7th is 5-4, and they're the Denver Broncos.
Right.
If the Patriots had somehow won that game today, not even somehow, if they just had pulled that out, they would have been 3-6 going to Chicago, playing the Rams, going to the Dolphins, and playing the Colts.
Yeah.
Right? Like teams that are in the thick of it, teams that are 2 wins, team with the backup quarterback, and a team with a coach in Eberflus that's definitely knows he's probably not going to get an extension.
Right.
I don't know. Like, it just doesn't to play for overtime at that spot. If they were like 4-3 or whatever, or 3-4, no, what numbers make sense? 4-4 going into that game?
Yeah.
That would have made sense to me. But where they're already at, rookie just made a crazy play. I think you just go for broke and fucking live with it. Like, nobody in New England would have been like, wow, that coach is a moron for going for 2 there.
Definitely. Yeah. Personally, I was shocked. Like, again, like the thought that crossed my mind is like, is going for the 1 point conversion. Is this about losing the game? Like, I feel so obvious to go for 2.
Yeah, like you're 2-6 versus 1-7.
Yep.
Like who cares?
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see how this goes because, yeah, I mean, I'm realizing that I had it wrong before because I hadn't seen updated standings. We actually have, what did I say? That there were 12 teams? It's 11 teams now, but only 2 of them have 3 wins. There's 9 2-win teams. Like,
Yep.
this race in terms of like getting the top picks, the quarterback needy teams I feel like are far more incentivized to tank, so I expect them to do a better job of it.
No, I get what you're saying.
So yeah, we got Surfel in the chat, Vikings fan, legitimately watching this game. Shout out to you. 3rd and 17 to Hawkinson, who actually gets like, is that a spine buster? Close. Speaking, but like related to offensive players being in the air, did you see Saquon Barkley today?
Yes.
Yo, if I was that defender, I would be fucking pissed off. Like, man, I was gonna tackle this person. Like, they're not looking at me. How do I get hurdled and the guy's not looking at me?
Yo, do the Vikings have a nice kicker? Are they gonna kick it?
Nah, they're punting it.
Oh my god, what was the point of that? Got your dude fucking body slammed. Jesus.
For real. No, I mean, shout out to football, man. A sport where quarterbacks either like win Super Bowls or just get people killed. Like, there's kind of just not that many different outcomes.
Leon, the Patriots did get a stop in overtime, though.
They did?
Well, they held them to a field goal.
Right. Yeah, I saw that. Then they had the ball back with a chance to answer. Oh, and then May threw a pick.
Yeah, on 1st and 10, throws a deep ball into 2 deep coverage with both safeties back there. As soon as he threw it, I'm like, oh, that's a pick.
Yeah.
Then he picked it up. My dad's like, how'd you know? I'm like, you can just tell, man.
Yeah. Especially with a team like New England, right? Like, when I see the ball in the air, I'm not assuming a receiver is going to go up and get it. So if I don't see that the receiver is wide open, I'm just assuming this is going bad.
Yo, my hot take from before week 1.
Cardinals?
I believe we have to go back and check the tapes, but I believe my hot take was Cardinals playoffs with no facts behind it.
Yeah.
And the Cardinals are first place in a division, and I'm convinced that they're trash.
No, for sure.
They are 5-4 with a home game against the Jets. Here we fucking go, boys. Here we go.
What happens after that? So that gets them to 6-4 going into a bye week, right?
Yes, and they're at Seattle, at Minnesota, home against Seattle, New England, at Carolina, at LA, and home versus San Francisco.
So guaranteed to beat Seattle once, right? Because beat the other teams in the division already. Guaranteed to beat them once. I think them beating New England and Carolina are obviously like pretty big picks, right? Or like pretty obvious picks. Minnesota and the Rams, I'm saying we just go for 1-1 in those 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Minnesota is, like, I think they have a good defense and they have a good team, but I don't know, man. Like, I think Kyler Murray is a better quarterback than Sam Darnold, and I don't think that's like a controversial opinion. But I think he's like a lot better of a quarterback than Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
And my thing with Kyler Murray is like he's so fast and so unique and so dynamic that like whatever shit you had planned going into the game could just be ripped up and have to be thrown out the window.
Yeah, because he did the same thing with his offensive game plan, and we're just playing improv ball at this point.
Yeah, man. Like I like how random and chaotic the Cardinals are. I think it's a great watch every week.
I think your way of playing football is just Kyler's gonna drag this into like the mud, and then we'll see like may the best man win is a
Bro,
hilarious way to do it.
exactly. Like they won that Monday night game against the Chargers off like a
Yes.
Kyler Murray 40-yard run, and then him getting him down the field to kick like they won before this week on 2 game-winning field goals.
Yep.
Like I love that. I just
Um.
I like how chaotic the Cardinals are. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, that game against the Chargers was actually like a thing we've referenced a lot on these streams, which is like if you give up field goals every time defensively, you're in a great spot. Like the
Yes,
Chargers had
it's the
like
math thing.
almost 400 yards of passing, but 5 field goals. Couldn't get in the end zone once and lost the game. I saw that game and I was like, this is football.
If you keep people out of the end zone, even if they have like 7 field goals, that's still 21 points.
Yep.
You could win on like a 2-point conversion kind of bullshit at the end. Like, like it just gives you so much margin for error when you are holding people out of the end zone. Like the Ravens did that today, right? They were up 10
Yeah.
right before halftime. Solid enough goal line stand to get them to kick a field goal with like a minute left.
Yeah.
And they get the ball back thinking, okay, they're going to double up. So we'll get some points, come out of halftime, and march the ball down the field. They got a touchdown before halftime because dudes couldn't tackle Zay Flowers.
Right.
Right. And then they get the ball and they score again. So now, like the Broncos, when they kick the ball away to the Ravens, were down 7. And the next time they touch the ball, they're down 21 and the game is over.
Game changer. Yeah.
At that point, you're like, what the fuck do we do? Like, you don't plan for being down 21 with 25 minutes left in the game. So it's so interesting seeing the game flip on red zone execution, how teams handle the clock, like leading into halftime, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like low key, the Eagles today, when dude missed that field goal,
Yeah.
and the Jags got that pass interference. I don't know why Trevor Lawrence is going into the end zone there.
To a running back.
I also sneaky hate teams that are just going to drop back and obviously pass when they're 30 yards from the end zone with a minute and a half left.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think a draw play or a screen play or anything like that is the worst thing in the world. It's not like you had 30 seconds left.
I agree.
Hey, Flacco's trying to give it away. I respect it.
Nah, for real, that first Colts drive was so promising until like a crazy fumble happened, and now they just can't do anything offensively. Football is a funny sport, but Surfell says Mall of America is a tourist trap. In case you were wondering, it kind of has the feel of a tourist trap.
No, it's definitely a tourist trap. I was there in 2017. That place sucks. The place sucks, man.
So it's just like a really big mall with just like random shits, like random like roller coasters and
mall. It's like 3 miles long or whatever.
God damn.
It's a huge mall, but yes.
It sounds like a pretty good, like from a strategy standpoint, let's make a tourist trap that physically can accommodate as many tourists as possible, right? Like let's not cap ourselves with how many tourists we can trap. I respect it.
Oh man, dude, this time change sucks. It was dark at 5 o'clock today.
That's tough. Yeah, that's never fun, and it's just gonna get shorter. The days are gonna get shorter and shorter for like another 6 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah. So it gets dark at 5 there too?
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, I actually oddly enough like pay attention to this shit because in terms of planning, like going for a run or something, obviously that's important. But like I checked today and like the sun set at 5:06 and the last light was at 5:36, and I was like, fuck my life.
Yeah. No, yeah, the sun starts going down at like 5 here. It's completely dark by 5:30.
Damn.
Yeah, this is a 0-0 football game after 1 quarter.
Yes. Thank God we got other things to do. Okay, real quick. Saints Panthers. Saints get ready to fire that team into the moon. So far above the salary cap. You're 2-7. Your number one receiver got his like 5th or 6th concussion, like documented, which probably means like at least like 11th or 12th in total. You got his brother online talking about this shit isn't worth it in New Orleans, which is hilarious. And
He's
yeah,
right.
what's that?
He's right, by the way.
Oh, 100,000,000%. So yeah, I think there were reports before the game about how a loss to Carolina would definitely trigger like selling at the deadline. So we'll see what they sell off. But yeah, this team is in cap hell and they're just not good.
I agree.
Panthers, just a funny team, man. They got a local player, a wide receiver, Xavier Liga, with the strongest Southern accent I've ever heard.
Panthers also not good, but interestingly bad.
Yes, yes.
Panthers Giants in Germany. Now we are fucking talking, boys.
2-7 versus
Versus
2-7. Loser gets number 1 spot in mock drafts on Monday. Let's go.
Yep. Here, this is what we play for.
This is what we play for. Again,
The Giants actually need that number 1 pick in the worst way, man.
Actually, I'm still interested in that game being a draw. I think that'd be hilarious.
You know what? What does that do for both of them? Yeah, I guess we'll see. But
it just prevents a win.
No, like number 1 pick wise.
I mean, hold on. We'll take a look at that real soon. But yeah, funny matchup of teams here. Saints, Panthers, both teams suck. Dallas and Atlanta, quietly, both these teams suck. Hold on, just Justin Jefferson, just throw it to Aaron Jones on 3rd and 16. Oh, you got to get it. Okay, Aaron Jones with 20 yards on 3rd and 16. My question is, though, did Justin Jefferson throw that forwards or backwards? Because my guy might not get passing yards out of that. Yo, you throw the ball, you got to get some passing yards, man. This is not why we throw the ball. Also, I learned something today,
They're
Peter.
They're going to call that forward.
What's that?
They're going to call that forward.
I learned something today that there's no such thing as pass interference behind the line of scrimmage.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
so screen passes and stuff. Like if you're trying to get out for a screen and you're behind the line, you can just get mobbed.
Yep. 4th and inches in the Eagles game. Trevor Lawrence throws to the flat, and the homie just gets drilled before the ball gets there. And the whole Jags, oh shit, is this a defensive touchdown? Might the Colts be up 7-0? There's a flag on the field, and I missed what got the ball on the ground. But this Colts celebration seems really subdued. This might not be a touchdown. It's roughing the passer?
What?
Wait.
They call roughing for that?
Nah, they're calling this a touchdown.
He got slammed down by the shoulder pads, but is that roughing the passer?
Oh, I mean, the people complaining for it are going to talk about his hand hitting his face mask, but
that's a touchdown, brothers. Bring back real football.
Yo, spirit of like the game, bro. That contact to the face mask can't be a penalty.
Nah, man, that was a crazy bull rush, though.
No, actually,
that's going to be the most lit highlight of this dude's life.
Actually. Bro, 100%. 100%.
We're not calling roughing the passer on that. I'm sorry. Your lineman got blown up, and you got slammed to the ground. Hold that. And you fumbled? Yeah, no. We're not calling that, brother. Sorry. Yeah.
So this game, the score is defensive points 7, offensive points 0.
Yes.
We'll see if offensive points catches up.
That was hilarious. Because you're like a little bit ahead. So when I saw it, I'm like, there's no way that's roughing the passer. You just got fucking destroyed.
Nah, it's wild because I didn't actually see what happened. I hadn't seen the hit. I just saw Surfel put in the chat roughing the passer, and I'm like, oh, fair enough. Like, this is the NFL. That happens quite a bit. Little did I know. That was just a great play by Grover Stewart. Definitely the most lit highlight of his career life. That one's gonna be viewed by his family for like a couple hundred years for sure. Shout out to Sam Darnold. Next game recap, we can look at Cowboys Falcons. Cowboys season, it's done. Dak has a hamstring issue. CeeDee Lamb has an AC joint sprain. again, we kind of talked about this before. You're not really in a position to sell. You kind of just have to rack up the L's, get a good draft pick. You're not drafting a quarterback. Hopefully, you get better. But in terms of the Cowboys' outlook going forward, I don't know when Michael Parsons is coming back. Things might get ugly.
Yeah, I mean, we said it's going to get bad, right?
Yeah, we talked about this being the first game of a really difficult stretch for 4 games. And not only did they lose the game, they lost a bunch of players. So it's
Guys, they might
confusing.
not win till Thanksgiving, no cap.
Yes. And then even on Thanksgiving, if they're not healthy, might lose that one too.
No, but like they might be 3-8,
Yep.
which is hilarious.
So if they're 3-8 on Thanksgiving, the Giants, let me see what their record's going to be. Their record, oh my God.
If the Giants lose against the Panthers,
Yeah,
they're definitely losing that Thanksgiving game.
for sure. But if the Giants beat the Panthers, then they're going to be 3-8 at the same time.
They're not.
3-8 against.
They're
3-8.
not ruining the tank.
Bruh. I hope.
Don't worry, they're not ruining the tank.
All right, fair enough. We'll see which tank is more superior in Germany.
Who do we actually think is going to win the tankathon between the entire league?
Shit. When we do a prediction, we're gonna find out.
Yes,
but in terms of just like throwing the teams out there, like okay, out of the 2 win teams, right? In terms of prospects to win a football game, I do think the Browns like pieces on defense at some point will get them some wins, especially in their division where divisional games in the cold weather down the stretch, random shit is definitely possible. Also, they're going to be Cincinnati, right? So I can see Cleveland winning some games.
Tankathon teams.
Carolina. Carolina's definitely getting rough.
That being said, I wouldn't be surprised if Carolina beat the Giants this week. Carolina has no more games against the Saints. Okay, that's good. Yeah, Carolina's a tankathon team because you could make a case they have like 2 more seriously winnable games.
Yeah,
and that's against the Giants and the Cowboys.
God damn, the Cowboys.
Yeah. But like, hey, if the Cowboys are like 4-9 by that point or whatever, that's winnable. I don't give a fuck.
No, it's true. Jaguars.
Are they a tank team? They did pay a quarterback $200 million. So
they play. I don't think they're a tanking team because they play the Titans twice.
That is a good. The Titans and the Raiders.
Yeah, this team is not tanking.
Damn it, they're gonna win 6 games and still be just completely disgusting. They might win 4 in a row in December. Watch out, folks.
Doug Peterson coaching for his job.
You know what? Sneaky backdoor playoff run. Let's go.
The Raiders play. Honestly, they play the Saints. Aside from that, I think they're probably getting clapped in every game.
The Raiders also like might have a completely different team by this time tomorrow.
It's true. It's true.
But yeah, I'm down to run up this season prediction.
All right, fair enough. We can get right into it now because every time we try to talk even about it, like any of these games, somehow, some way, a playoff spot or the tanking landscape pops up. So I'm gonna pull up this predictor.
Yes, guys, this is my favorite activity.
It gets better and better the longer we go into the season.
Yes, because we have to predict less games, and we also like can kind of rule teams out already.
Yep. Okay. The hell is it? Okay, here we are. So.
Oh my god, that guy got mobbed.
No
way. That was crazy.
Hold on, I missed what happened. Oh, it's 3rd and 1?
This dude just got mobbed on this run. That was nuts. It's completely sideways after content. Nah.
Okay, we'll do it this way. So, last two games, I'm saying we go Colts because they're up, and Chiefs because the Bucks have no receivers.
The entire Bucks team is dead.
Yes.
They
Okay.
died for that Monday night game against the Ravens.
Why the hell do they think Commanders Giants is in progress? The hell? There's no okay, no unpicked games. All right. Next week we already talked about Baltimore beating up on Cincinnati. I'm taking Chiefs over Broncos. Colts against Bills. Coming off, if we have them beating Minnesota, I think we go Buffalo here.
Yeah, probably.
Chargers over Titans. Bears Patriots. The Bears get their last win of the year, maybe.
Yeah. Bears win.
Okay, Commanders Pittsburgh off a bye. I kind of want to take Pittsburgh here.
Sure, I guess.
Yeah, this one's a weird one. It's just like the Commanders at 7-2. Like we already talked about this before. They're gonna win a lot of games. They got to get some L's at some point. I think this is one of them. I'll go Pittsburgh off a bye. Vikings Jags. I'm taking Minnesota.
Vikings just because they are trying to win.
Yep. Cardinals home game against the Jets.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Wins.
I got the Lions beating the Texans.
The Texans are sneaky trash, so yes.
Yo, actually though.
The Texans are sneaky trash. Don't let the record fool you, ladies and gentlemen. They are not good.
I was doing an exercise when Anthony Richardson got benched about how if Flacco played all the Richardson games, he probably makes up for like one score, which would have swung both games against the Texans. Like the Texans are potentially Joe Flacco away from having a losing record.
Mm-hmm.
They got to play Anthony Richardson twice.
And they lost Stephon Diggs for the year.
Yep. And their offensive line is actually definitely worse than last year, right? So that's a game changer for the offense, regardless of what you think of the weapons. But that's definitely going to reflect in the standings. Dolphins, Rams.
Rams.
Yeah, I gotta take the Rams here.
The Rams. Hey, remember we were talking a couple weeks ago?
Yep.
And you're like, "Hey, man, Rams trade machine. Are they trading Stafford?" I was like, "Nah, they're gonna win, and they're gonna be back."
They started hooping.
Yeah, Rams are somehow in the division race, and that's very funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's like depending on what happens with McCaffrey's Achilles, like very real chance at winning that division.
Yep.
We calling this a tie? Giants Panthers. What are we doing?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Okay, Falcons over Saints, I guess.
Yes.
We're just assuming they trade half their team. Niners off a bye week against Tampa Bay. I'm going Niners.
Yes.
Cowboys lost a bunch of players. We're going Philly. Okay, so Raiders and Dolphins. I think we can give this one to the Dolphins.
Probably, because they're still trying to win. They're just not winning.
Yeah.
Arnold's about to get his dudes murdered. I don't like this.
53-yard kick. Oh. Well, he missed the kick, but it looked like he was going to miss by 20 immediately, and then he only missed by like a yard. So,
hey, man, he bent it like Beckham. It just didn't work.
For real. Ravens against Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh.
We're going to win.
Okay.
We're going to win because we'll have the mini bye after Thursday.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I just see what you mean. He tried to bend it. That was nuts.
Yep.
Yeah, they have 0 points. This is super funny.
Mini bye and then what?
A mini bye, and we're also just better than them. Like, I don't know how else to. I don't want to be like disrespectful, but like,
it's just tough when Baltimore's weakness at this point is the passing defense, and like Pittsburgh's not really set up to go into a game and be like, all right, we're gonna throw it all over the field against these guys.
Yeah, like I think we'll win, dude. I think we'll win. I think we'll win by 10 points.
Okay, I hear you. I hear you. Bengals against Chargers.
That might be a Derrick Henry 25 rushes for like 130 yards game though.
Yeah.
Might have to be one of those. Bengals Chargers. I'm gonna take the Chargers.
Yeah. So
Not because I think they're good, but I think generally the Chargers got all of their Chargerness out in the game against the Cardinals.
That's an interesting outlook on it.
Like they were playing such like fundamentally sound and like boring football for so long. And then I saw that dude running into the end zone, get stripped, and then a touchback, and then they lost 17-15, which is a hilarious score for an NFL football game. And I was like, oh, it's the Chargers. But then I watched them again today, and they just did like basic shit really well and won. And I think that's just like the genesis of what their team is.
Yeah.
Like I don't think their like top level talent is amazing at all, but in general, they stay out of each other's way. And that goes a long way in the AFC in 2024.
High level of like competence, they just get the fundamentals right. Don't quite have any like outstanding parts of their team. But the point is if you're a team like Cincinnati, which has like no fundamentals and all like glitter and shit, you're gonna lose against the team that's gonna show up, protect their quarterback, get pass rushers on your quarterback, and then just run the ball better than you. Like you lose these games.
Yeah.
Chiefs Bills. One of the I think quietly, if we acknowledge that Houston is kind of a little bit ass, one of the few games Kansas City looks like they're gonna lose just on paper.
I think the Bills are gonna lose, man.
Damn, that's tough. We're gonna have to really figure out a Chiefs loss. I'm down to give the Bills this L because
actually, you know what? Let's give the Bills a win because the
fair
Chiefs
enough.
lost. The Bills got some other L's in there.
No, definitely. Oh, that's a drop. Colts against Jets.
Colts.
Vikings over
No
Titans.
strong feelings there, by the way.
What's that?
No strong feelings on the Colts winning that game.
Same. Browns and Saints. I want to give this one to Jameis.
Jameis had his old team. Here we go.
Yes. The like least inspiring revenge game ever.
Yes.
Rams over Patriots. Lions over Jags.
Yes.
Falcons, Broncos. Okay.
Broncos because
Falcons are 7-3. That's what I was just looking for. And they just lost. Broncos lost back-to-back games.
Broncos because I think it's going to be cold outside.
True. Kirk Cousins in adverse conditions.
Broncos. Okay. Not because I think the Broncos are actually better than them, but they'll just find a way to win.
Yep.
Houston Texans, Cowboys stinkfest.
Yep.
Don't like
Thursday night football, Commanders, Eagles.
That's a hilarious matchup for Thursday.
It's a hilarious matchup. I'm splitting this season series one way or another. I don't know if the Commanders coming off an L is that if that's how we want to do it, but sure, why not? Commanders just came off an L. We'll give them this matchup.
When is the other one?
I want to say like week 16, like third or fourth last matchup of the year.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, and then you got Packers in Chicago.
Packers.
This is the Joel Embiid meme of like it's not a rivalry.
Yeah, I will not pick the Bears over the Packers.
Yeah,
ever, until I see the Bears win a game against them.
Okay, and then what I kind of want to do with the Niners is just assume that they're healthy now and that it's just going to go downhill from there because that's the kind of vibe of their year. So I want to give them this matchup here, but because I think
they also always beat the Seahawks.
That part is true as well. So yeah, they definitely get this one. Do you want to quickly do a standings check-in at this point?
Sure.
It's been 3 weeks.
Hypothetically through week 11, right?
Yeah. AFC.
hilarious. You'd have Chargers Ravens in the playoffs.
Yeah. Oh shit, a horrible in the playoffs.
Colts in 7th place. That seems about right.
Yeah.
I'm kind of down if that was like the playoff field.
I mean, I think this kind of shows what we've been talking about on the landscaping streams about just how like there's 8 teams going at it in this conference, and then the drop off from 6 and 5 to 4 and 7 is crazy. And then the next teams, you got Miami at 3 and 7, Browns at 3 and 7, 2 and 9. Oh shit! Look, the tank race is on at this point.
Hey, you are either tanking the Bengals or trying to seriously make the playoffs.
It's actually 2 different AFCs, man.
Yep.
Okay, and then on the NFC side of things, we got where are we? Okay, here we go. Detroit, Washington, Atlanta, Arizona, Minnesota, Philly, Green Bay, Rams, and Niners out of the playoffs. Bears. See, so the Bears, they're like the boundary here, right? Because we just kind of know what it is with Chicago with all the L's coming.
Yo, what did I just watch, Colts?
Shit, was that second down or third down? I mean, first down. First down?
But what the fuck, guys?
How did they lose 9 yards? I missed the play.
Well, they had a false start, and then they had a screen get blown up.
They're just going backwards. Minnesota's trying to hand them this game. Again, I mentioned this after the touchdown, but the score in this game is defensive 0.7, offensive 0.0. Offensive points struggling to catch up.
Hey, man, it's going to be a close one.
Okay, so we'll get to the next week here, which
God, I got flipped. That sucks.
We got week 12 coming up now. Browns, Steelers.
Steelers. Let's be serious.
For real. Houston over Tennessee. Miami against New England. Quietly a huge game.
Miami because it's in Florida, and it's just funny. I don't know. Drake May already.
Quietly a huge game in the tankathon standings.
Yes.
Broncos, Raiders. Denver.
Broncos.
Harbaugh.
We win that one. We got one more stupid L in us, but not that one.
Okay. Detroit against Indy. I got Detroit.
Yes.
But Detroit does have to get a weird loss at some point because they only have 1 loss so far in the year.
Okay.
Okay. Chiefs, they have to actually play the Panthers. That's crazy.
That's a hilarious proposition for a game.
Why? They can put that one on Tubi.
That is super funny, man. That's crazy. Poor Panthers.
That's actually wild.
Vikings, Bears. Bears win.
Hell yeah.
Bucks, Giants. Bucks win.
Okay, I assume Mike Evans is back at this point.
Yes, he's supposed to be back in week 11. So yes, Bucks win, baby. We are back.
Okay, Commanders over Cowboys.
Probably.
Cardinals,
Seahawks. I'll give that one to the Seahawks.
Okay, got you. Packers, Niners.
Packers.
Yes, it's cold by this point. And then
Eagles. Love minimizes enough CTE ball.
Eagles off a loss with extra rest. I got them over the Rams.
Sure, that doesn't really bother me too much.
Week 13. This is Thanksgiving. Okay, so Thanksgiving football. Lions, Bears. I'm going Lions.
Hey man, this is the last week before a bye. Finally. Fuck.
Okay, hold on. What is the record in this game? Okay, Cowboys Giants is 3-8 against 2-8-1.
Yep, real hoops, baby.
Real hoops. Dallas gets the win.
Yep.
The other Thanksgiving game is Miami Green Bay. Miami having a team that's failing going into a cold Green Bay on Thanksgiving. That is.
I don't see it.
That's a death wish. So the Black Friday game is Chiefs Raiders.
There's oh yeah, that's right. Bears Lions is the other Thanksgiving game. Okay.
Yep.
That's right. Black Friday Chiefs Raiders is if anybody needed to see that.
Nah, for real. They saw the game on Christmas last year and they said let's go for part 2. But like, did you see what the Raiders did in the offseason?
Hey man, Gardner Minshew.
For real. Colts, Patriots. We can go Colts. Bengals against Steelers.
You know what? I'm gonna go with the Patriots in that game.
You know what? That's amazing.
Outdoor. Joe Flacco's 39 years old. Their offense is obviously hilarious. We're watching it in real time. Patriots get a stupid win.
Those things got to happen at some point in the season. Bengals, Steelers.
Bengals win.
Okay, I'm taking Houston over Jacksonville. Browns and Broncos.
Broncos win because the Browns are not trying to win.
Chargers against the Falcons. Okay, let me just do a record check here because the Chargers are 7-4 and the Falcons are 7-4. Falcons coming off a bye week.
Probably the Falcons.
Yeah, I'll take Atlanta at home.
That's also the Chargers across country on a short week.
And the Colts also missed their field goal. So offensive points still shut out.
Yep, gotta love it.
You gotta love it, man. The primetime NFL football.
This is real hoops right here, guys. This is peak male performance.
Peak male performance is crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Jets against Seattle. Interestingly enough, I kind of hate both these teams. So the Jets are 3-8. Seattle is 5-6. I'll take the Jets coming off this week. Seattle?
Fuck the Jets.
Fuck the Jets. Interesting rationale. Commanders against Titans. Eagles against Ravens. I think we tend to just not do well against Baltimore. So I'm happy to go Baltimore here.
Yes.
Lamar against the
random game against the Steelers at the end of the year that I'm going to pick us to lose.
Lamar against the NFC, also very much at play.
Yes.
Okay. Bills Niners. This one also is San Francisco in the cold.
I'm going to take San Francisco.
Interesting.
We said we needed some Bills losses.
Cardinals Vikings, quick record check. This is 6-5 against
7-4.
Yeah.
Vikings will win.
Okay. Rams over the Saints and Bucks over the Panthers. Jags over the Titans. Pittsburgh over Cleveland. Jets and Dolphins.
I guess the Dolphins.
Record check here. This is 3-9 against 4-8.
Yes. They're just going to be 3-10 though.
I kind of just think that like I would go for the team with the worst record in this matchup who needs the game more, quote unquote.
Needs the game, brother. They're 3 games out of our hypothetical playoffs.
This is the thing, like, but I just don't think either team is like at any point gonna tank. Like, I don't think they're tankable situations. Like, they're trying to win games and save jobs and shit. So,
yeah,
I'm saying we go Miami here. I mean, sorry, the Jets.
Okay, we can pick the Jets, man. I don't give a
fuck. Chiefs and Chargers.
Oh, definitely the Chiefs.
Okay, do they play again or have? Oh no, they already played when Mahomes
they played in LA in like week 4 or some shit.
Mahomes ended Rashee Rice's year. Raiders Bucks, we'll go the Bucks. Rams Bills. Do you want to give the Bills an L here? Rams 7-5. You know what?
Can you hear me?
Nah, hold on. I didn't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Now I do. Yeah, now I do.
All right. What's the Rams record in our hypothetical?
They're 7-5. The Bills are 9-3.
Yeah, I'll take the Rams.
Okay. Cowboys, Bengals.
Bengals.
So rematch.
I don't think we've been giving the Cowboys like a single win in this, by the way.
We haven't. No, I think we give them Thanksgiving against the Giants.
Oh, that's right. Never mind. Yeah, they're 4-9 or whatever. That's hilarious. And then Lions on a Thursday. That's kind of nasty. say, you know what? Lions.
Damn. Okay, we got the Lions sweeping the Packers. Still only
Oh,
one loss. One loss on the year. Falcons against the Vikings.
Probably the Vikings.
Yeah, I'm down to not have Atlanta at like 9-4. They're more of an 8-5 team. Saints against the Giants. Okay, huge implications in the tank landscape. The Saints are at 2-10. I think they have the number 3 overall pick, and I think the Giants and Panthers would have 4-5. So this is 3 against 4.
Giants win. Giants win.
Giants win. Damn. New Orleans is in the gutter. Eagles over Panthers. Cardinals against Seahawks.
I'm giving them that one because I gave the Seahawks the first one.
Fair enough. So the Cardinals are now 7-6, 1 game out of the division lead. Niners over Bears. Okay,
yes.
We'll do one more week and then we'll do a check-in. Houston against the Dolphins. Okay, Bengals against the Titans. I feel like the Bengals have too many wins, 6-7. I want to go Tennessee here.
Do you think they have too many wins? Go over to the graphic.
They're 6-7.
Ooh, they're only 1 game behind the Chargers, but the Chargers beat them, right? Yeah. You can get the Bengals a win there, dude. It doesn't matter.
All right, fair enough. 7-7 Bengals. Jets against Jaguars. Huge game. 3-10 against 4-9.
Jaguars.
Huge game for the Jets there. Chiefs over Browns. Colts and Broncos. This is 6-7 against 8-5. I kind of want to go Colts here.
Colts win because why not?
Ravens over Giants.
Bucks Chargers is interesting. I'll take the Bucks.
Let's do it.
They should have healthy Mike Evans by then.
Yep.
Cardinals. Let's go, baby.
I'm down to give Buffalo this win over Detroit.
Okay. Steelers and Eagles.
I'll give the Eagles that one.
Falcons, the team that's trying to win.
Yep. Rams against Niners. I kind of want to go for whoever lost the first matchup.
The Niners lost, so I think they'll win this one, yeah.
Yep. Okay, Commanders over the Saints. Cowboys over the Panthers?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, Seattle and Green Bay.
Give me Seattle.
Vikings over Bears?
Yes. The Bears are crashing out, by the way.
Okay, standings check-in.
All right, are they going to make this one?
Oh, bro, he missed.
Oh, my God.
Yo, offensive points getting its ass whooped in this game.
Oh, my God.
Holy shit.
Imagine being a Vikings fan that waited all day for this.
I've been waiting all day for Sunday night.
Nah, that is hilarious, guys.
They're trying to
I can't explain to you how funny that is. 31 yards miss in a dome is fucking crazy, guys.
Shorter than an extra point, I'll have you know. That
is so funny, guys.
Shorter than the kick everybody complains about being too automatic.
Yep.
But yeah, standings check-in. We got a more compelling wild card race now because the Bengals somehow became a part of it. But yeah, 3-way tie for the 7th seed. Tight competition for the 2 seed. And Kansas City running away.
Yeah, which is interesting because the Ravens play the Texans on Christmas.
Oh, shit. Yeah, it's going to be a good matchup. This man said, I don't need to imagine. This is my reality.
Hey, man, it is what it is. It's all good. the end of the day, guys, the day gonna end.
That's true. Wiser words have never been spoken.
Yo, they have 0 points. Nah, I would crash out.
Offenses have 0 points.
Nah, they missed 2 field goals and threw a pick in the end zone. I'm crashing out if I'm the defense and gave up a fumble return touchdown.
This is true, man. If I'm Brian Flores,
if I'm the defense and I've given up 0 points, I'm crashing out at halftime. Nah.
If I'm Brian Flores, I'm calling up the lawyers I sued the NFL with, and I'm suing the head coach.
Nah. If they lose, I'm walking in the locker room like, y'all niggas lost. We didn't lose.
Actually.
Nah, I'm crashing out. This is actually so funny.
Yo, in the NFC wildcard picture, we got the Bucks back in the playoff race for the wild card and their division.
Baby.
The Cardinals also in the same spot. Again, the Bears are the demarcation. Like when you look at the standings, once you see Chicago, you know the transition to bad teams has begun.
Mm-hmm.
And all right, so we got 3 weeks left in the regular season.
The Ravens are going to lose to the Steelers because I said we got one more bad L in us.
Okay, so Pittsburgh gets this one.
At that point, we'd be at what, like 6 in a row or some shit? Times are too good. Yeah, you just got to be reminded with a crushing L every now and then, you know?
Yep. We're going to take the Chiefs over the Texans and then Cleveland against Cincinnati. I'm very down to give this one to Cleveland.
You know what? I'm down too.
Hold on. Yo, this is a lot of text, my guy. I actually never seen an essay in the chat before. Shout out disgruntled Jets fans. Or just 8 sacks, 20 Ohio, last 2 meetings.
The first message was Jets making the playoffs. Don't think we didn't see you, brother. The Jets are 3-6.
Generated 8 pressures. Yo, this guy came. It'll be the Chiefs dynasty will become the first team in history to 3P. Can't wait for that. Die hard suffering. Oh, okay. I hear you. And this is just, yo, this is so much content. Shout out to you for feeling this impassioned about the Jets. I could never. Favorable schedule left yet 3-6. Take notes. Yo, hold on. I think we have. What do we have? Yo, my guy, we got the Jets at 4-10.
Yeah, we don't. Favorable schedule. What does that mean, though? You guys lost.
Thank you for not hating, my guy. I think we are hating, though. Like by your definition of hating, I don't think I succeeded. I appreciate you though. 4-10, you two are nuts. My bad, bro. He let off. Thank you for not hating, but he didn't realize.
Are we not? Are we nuts though? The team just had a 5-game losing streak.
Eagles and Ravens fans, feel free to take shots at our teams. It's okay.
Yes. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Baltimore Ravens. But yeah, the Jets in the playoff graphic would be nasty. If you want, we can give the Jets some pity wins here at the end. I don't mind.
Yo, fair enough, man. Definitely two bandwagons.
Yep. Yep.
For sure.
Definitely.
9-7, my dog. This is a 17th game.
I am confusing.
I am very confused. Here's my thing though. You're a disgruntled Jets fan. That doesn't strike me as the name of a person who's optimistic about the Jets.
Yeah, I don't know, man. At what point do the Jets crash out if they haven't crashed out already? Like, wouldn't a 5-game losing streak and firing your head coach signal a crash out?
Actually, my name is the Jets motivator. Fair enough. I'm actually I'm just shook because I've never seen this much content in the chat.
Yeah, this is great.
No, but just dog essays, actual essays. Hold on, did one of the mods get him the fuck out of here? That's hilarious.
Are Ravens fans bandwagoners? Are you new to football?
Hilariously, if you think about the history of the Ravens, right? Prior to Lamar, not the most bandwagon-friendly team. People don't really bandwagon.
Yeah, the Ravens didn't get cool until Lamar won an MVP.
Yes.
It wasn't even like a the Ravens drafted Lamar. That's so smart. That wasn't
Yes.
how it was covered in real time.
Nope.
People can act like everybody knew this shit was going to work, but there were 5 quarterbacks drafted in that first round ahead of him, I think. One of them is playing right now who has his team on 0 points at halftime, by the way.
Yep.
But yeah, man. Hey, if the Jets are going to make the playoffs, fair enough. I think they have no shot.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. But no, I'm not a bandwagon Ravens fan. I've supported the Ravens my whole life, like watching football. So we're talking like early 2000s.
Also, like, Philadelphia sports is not like a bandwagonable experience for the most part.
No,
Like,
Philadelphia sports is a cult.
Super Bowl aside,
It's not like a welcome them with open arms. Supporting Philadelphia sports is fun.
yo, actually, Super Bowl aside, why would anyone sign up for this experience?
I wouldn't. I would never.
Nah, it's when he said 9-7. I was like, okay, I think this guy's 52.
Hey man, I respect it. Am I from the DMV originally? No, my dad is from Baltimore though. So I was born in 96. When I was born and when I got into sports, LA, where I live, didn't have a team. So I took the Ravens because they were a team from my dad's, essentially like from his hometown where he grew up. So that's how I ended up with that. I have a bunch of family that lives right outside DC on my mom's side that are Commanders fans though. So it's like half the family supports one, half the family supports the other. But yeah, like LA didn't have a team between, I want to say, like 80 something and 2016. So you have a bunch of people who grew up out here that don't support the Rams or the Raiders and just support other teams for whatever reason. We kind of had to be like football nomads. Because one thing I will say, support like watching the NFL and consuming the NFL is impossible on like a large scale unless you have a team that you're actively interested in. Like to just be a casual and watch every week, I don't think it works like that personally.
Yeah. But that was an interesting break from the prediction.
But hey man, at least the Ravens are cool enough that you would think that people bandwagon.
For real.
Because that like wasn't a thing at all if Flacco was the quarterback. Even when we won the Super Bowl and lost the AFC Championship in 2012, like the Ravens were never a bandwagonable team.
Yo, people were not trying to bandwagon Anquan Bolden and Torrey Smith being a like efficient pass offense. That was not the way.
Bro, people were not trying to fucking bandwagon run, pass every 1st and 10.
Jacoby Jones having 2 good catches and a kick return every game. That was not what we were here for.
Nope. Which is funny because the Ravens won a Super Bowl because they just said, fuck it, throw it deep.
Yo.
But it was like some of the most reckless shit you've ever seen looking back on it.
For real.
Yo, Dak is hurt. I didn't know that.
Hamstring injury. Yeah, got pulled out of the game. Like, so that's the thing. Like, hamstring issues, what? Best case scenario, a couple weeks?
Yes.
Best case scenario.
They already had their bye as well.
Yes.
Oh no, their hamstring injury in this tough period.
Yo.
They're gonna lose the next 3.
Season ender.
Yeah, they're actually cooked. I thought we were hating a little bit on the Cowboys, but no, they're cooked for real.
No, it's done, and then he comes back, right? I don't know when Micah Parsons is going to come back. CeeDee Lamb got an AC joint sprain, so just know, like, the season's done.
Bro, this is what I'm saying. Like, nobody bandwagoned the Ravens with Joe Flacco. It's like nobody, like, bandwagoned the Steelers in the 2000s. Like, that just wasn't – we don't have, like, bandwagonable teams. We just don't. Or at least we didn't in those iterations. I don't really know, like, I guess the Ravens are a bandwagon team now. Like, I always see white guys with Lamar Jackson jerseys.
Yeah.
And I never really know how to feel about that shit. But it just looks so out of place.
For real. Now, I think the Ravens had bandwagoners literally in 2000, like distinctly that year where the defense was just like something else. And I say that because my dad was one. Um, no bullshit. My dad is a Cowboys fan, but in 2000, he was such a Ravens fan that like before I really understood what football was, I was just like, oh, I guess I'm a Ravens fan, right?
That's so funny.
No, yeah, no bullshit. Because like if you're like an older like football guy, right? Like that defense like spoke to your soul. But aside from that one like specific, just like the stars aligning for that 1 year, nah, Ravens don't have bandwagoners like that.
Hey man, we went a month in 2000 without scoring an offensive touchdown.
For real. And the defense was so legendary that like again, to older football guys, it spoke to their soul.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
No, see, I don't think Steelers fans are bandwagon fans. I think the Steelers are one of the few teams in the country that's a genuine national brand with
Yep.
people from everywhere.
Yep.
Like they were good so long ago that casual fans were into the Steelers. But
Yeah.
now you're at the point where you have generations of Steeler fans from all over the country.
Yeah.
That's why whenever the Steelers travel, there's a shit ton of Steelers fans everywhere.
Yeah.
Them motherfuckers could be in Seattle, and you're gonna see thousands of fucking ugly yellow fucking towels.
Yep.
That's just what happens. But yeah, like in terms of being a bandwagon team, unless you have like a sick offense or just a crazy quarterback, I don't even think it's like up for like possibility.
No chance.
Although I will say I think like the Lions are a cool team to bandwagon or would be.
I mean, they're just a hilarious team in terms of like they just take every chance to be disrespectful.
Well, that and like they're also like the ultimate rags to riches thing with like no real expectations or pressure.
Yeah.
But like can also be like out there whooping ass.
They have a quarterback who allegedly was basically just like not quite salary filler, but kind of in a trade, allegedly.
Yeah.
People used to say that the 2 first-round picks in that trade, one was for Stafford, one was for taking on Goff's contract.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, definitely a rags to riches story. You want to get back into these games?
Yeah, sure. We can continue. Colts beat the Titans.
Okay. Browns Bengals. I kind of want to give this to the Browns.
Oh yeah, we were saying that.
Fuck yeah. Okay. Bills over Patriots.
Yes.
Chargers Broncos 7-7 against 8-6. I want to go with the 7-7 team.
Sure. That puts the Chargers above the Broncos because they beat them twice.
Ooh, okay, interesting. Raiders against Jaguars. Huge game.
Who gives a fuck? But
Raiders.
are the Raiders at home? I can't see down there. Yeah, okay, Raiders. Because the Jaguars would be one of the few fan bases that just doesn't fucking travel to Vegas.
Okay. Dolphins against Niners. Niners.
Probably, yeah.
Rams against Jets. If Homie is still in here,
you know what? We'll give you a win. Jets. Why not?
Who the hell is gonna outscore the Lions? Joseph. I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't think it's about outscoring the Lions. I think is at some point somebody going to get to Jared Goff enough to throw off the timing enough a little bit.
Here's a thought I have, but I don't know if it would matter.
Okay.
I think the Ravens would beat the shit out of the Lions. But if we don't get to the Super Bowl, obviously we're never going to know.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a matchup it's a shame that we don't get, but they beat the shit out of them last year, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the thing with Jared Goff and offenses like the Lions is like it's so much about timing and the best case scenario or situations close to the best case scenario happening, right? But if you get to Goff, you throw off the timing, you have him hurrying things, you don't get absolutely just beat up on in the trenches. Things can go wrong for the Lions offense. And the thing about them defensively is like quietly, like they're not a great defense. I think what happens is that the games follow the same game script every week, because the Lions offense just gets ahead of people and puts their defense in a cushy situation. But like, I think that if the wrong kind of game breaks out, the Lions are behind. I don't love this defense without Aiden Hutchinson. So something to watch for with Detroit is it's not about like who's gonna show up and do what they do better than them. That's not it. It's about what team is gonna kind of throw them off and have them playing a different kind of football game. That's the way to beat them. Surfel says the Vikings almost did. The tough part about that game though is I feel like the Lions gave the Vikings two scores though, with the short field off the special teams fuck up and then the defensive touchdown. I feel like they kind of spotted.
Why are we seeing little kids on the field celebrating touchdowns? Get the fuck off the field.
What a welcome to the Sarcasm City people. Shout out to everybody in here. We're up over 100 viewers miraculously all of a sudden. Shout out to all you guys being here. I think you guys are coming in from a Liverpool United stream. So this is a very different kind of football. We're watching Colts and Vikings.
Hey, real football. None of this fucking Liverpool United bullshit. All right.
Yeah, we're watching Colts and Vikings while predicting every single game on the screen here for the upcoming or for this NFL season. And then after that, if we still have time left, we're going to do some recaps for some games that happened this week. This is what we do here, people. We hang out while we watch football. We talk about football, and the conversation kind of just goes where it goes. If you guys love football,
all right, guys, we're fucking back.
Hell yeah!
Second half, we are back. Colts 1 defensive touchdown. Everything else 0 points. Yep. 3 missed field goals. Vikings with the ball. Here we go. Play action, pass complete to Justin Jefferson. Yeah, here we go, guys. Bold prediction. We're going to get some offensive points this half.
Oh, man, let's go.
But if we didn't, that would be hilarious.
If this game finishes like, I don't know, 9-0 defense versus offense, come on, man.
Hey, man, if this game is 7-0 because the Colts destroyed Darnold and scooped and scored, I would laugh.
Yo, if the Vikings fucking petition to the league 2 weeks, no, it wouldn't be 2 in a row, that contact to his face mask is the reason they lost the game, man, that'd be the most Minnesota shit ever.
Yeah, man, that'd be crazy. Other games, what do we even have? Oh, I see Lions.
Oh, shit, okay. So the Vikings are in what ordinarily would be field goal range, but not today.
Hey, man. If he misses a third one, they might boo him.
If he misses the third one, does he get cut before the fourth quarter?
They have the punter out there kicking.
Yo, did you see what the Jets did? They did some of the weirdest shit ever. So they put their kicker on injured reserve. Then they signed 2 kickers to the practice squad and decided who they wanted to activate for the game the day before. That was kind of wild.
I mean, what's wild about that?
I mean, I think that like you're calling the shot the day before the game, and I just wonder what does the decision depend on that you can only know the day before the game.
They probably had a kicking comp throughout the week.
I guess maybe they needed the time to do the comp during the week, but I was always under the impression like you could totally just do a comp at a free agency workout. Maybe they wanted an extended look, but I kind of thought it'd be interesting if they call both kickers to the stadium like the Saturday before the game.
Oh, fuck.
Line the kick up. Oh, shit, this is a Vikings touchdown? That's what that sounds like.
Offensive points, baby.
Fuck.
I knew it. We are back.
Damn, 7-7 now. Offense versus defense.
Why do you sound disappointed? This is what we need.
But yeah, hold on. What are we doing here? We got Jets against Rams here. Hold on. Surfel says Jets.
Sure. Yeah, let's go Jets. I was gonna be nice to that random dude.
I wonder if he's still here just after getting banned. Lions against Bears.
That was definitely a robot, by the way.
Bro, like that was so much text. Like humans don't type like that.
Which is why do I need that much on the Jets? They're 3-6.
My guy typed 9 and 7 4 times.
Lions, Bears. Yeah, Lions. Bears are not it.
Giants, Falcons. Eagles beat the Commanders this time. Arizona over the Cardinals. Minnesota against Seattle.
Arizona over the Cardinals. They are the Cardinals, bitch.
True. There is a second team involved.
I'm never gonna stop loving you, bitch.
Seattle is 7-7. The Vikings are 10-4.
That doesn't seem right. Because I'm watching this offense in real time.
Yeah, I'm down to give Seattle a win at home.
Yeah, let's do it.
Tampa over Dallas and Packers over the Saints. So we got 2 weeks left in this season prediction. We got Chiefs against Steelers. This is Christmas.
This is Christmas, right?
This is Christmas. Yes.
Steelers win.
Let's do it. I like it. Baltimore over Houston.
Yes.
Okay. Cincinnati against Denver. Quietly a huge game. Cincinnati has more rest. I don't mind giving Cincinnati a win.
Yeah, eliminator game. Cincy wins 8-8 going into the last week.
That's just their destiny. Sam Darnold, 3rd and 9, finds Jordan Addison, and they have a goal-to-go situation. Offensive points will prevail. Patriots against Chargers. We can give that to the Chargers. Titans, Jags. This is 2-13 against 4-11.
Jaguars.
Jets and Bills. Jets do not win 2 games in a row. No fucking way.
No fucking shot.
Cleveland against Miami in Cleveland with extra rest. I'm going Cleveland here.
Yep, let's do it.
Colts against Giants. We can go Colts. Raiders, Saints. Hold on. Raiders 3-12. Saints 2-13. Shit, this is a huge game. This is
Saints. Let's get weird.
Oh, that's wild. Seattle against Chicago.
Saints are 2-13. That means they would have lost 13 in a row, dude.
Yes.
Saints, come on.
Darnold. Wait, hold on. He caught that in the back of the end zone?
I guess.
Shit. He really tried to make that difficult. We are at a 7-7 game, offense versus defense.
Yep.
Seattle against Chicago. Kind of down to give Chicago a win here because I don't think the highest of Seattle.
Let's do it.
Rams against Cardinals. I don't think the Rams get swept in this season series.
Nah, Rams will beat them.
Okay, Commanders against Falcons. I'm down to go Commanders. Kirk Cousins. Actually, hold on. Kirk Cousins returned to Washington.
For revenge plot, I'm down for revenge plot.
You know what? Fuck it. Sure. Falcons 11-5 at the football sport.
Yep, gotta love it. Packers and Vikings. The Vikings won the first game.
Yes. That compels me to pick Green Bay.
I'm kind of down to pick Green Bay as well.
Okay. Bucks over Panthers. Eagles over Cowboys, and then Niners, Lions. I kind of feel like we have the Niners getting a lot of wins as of late.
We can take the Lions.
Okay, so going into Week 18, looking at the implications of every game, the Chargers are playing for, I assume, their playoff life. Because in theory, they could have the head-to-head against both the teams below them, but even if that's
they do, they actually do. Hold on, they do.
Yeah, because Bengals and
Broncos, them beating the Bengals and beating the Broncos twice. It actually doesn't matter if they lose, other than seeding.
Okay. Do you want to give the Raiders the win there then?
No,
you know what? They still play.
Nah, though I don't.
Yeah. Okay. Chargers get that one. Chiefs with absolutely nothing to play for against the Broncos, who have everything to
play for. Broncos, baby.
Okay. Titans against Houston.
Yes.
Colts, Jags, Colts.
Probably the Colts.
Pittsburgh against Cincinnati. Everything on
Pittsburgh
the
also
line.
has nothing to play for.
What's that?
Pittsburgh, who also has nothing to play for.
I'm down to go Pittsburgh.
I would say Cincy.
Okay, cool. Let's do it.
Pittsburgh,
Baltimore.
they won't. Pittsburgh at that point would be resting players.
Oh, right, yeah. Ravens over Browns.
Probably, yeah. Even
Yeah,
with those backup guys.
they got shit to play for though, regardless, because a
Oh
loss
yeah, they would
led to
probably want to
Buffalo.
succeed instead of fumbling that.
Yep. Buffalo beats New England, and then Dolphins Jets does not matter. But we'll go Jets. Why not?
6-11, baby.
Okay. So playoff standings. Baltimore simply maybe just an Isaiah Likely toenail away from being the 1 seed.
It's all good, man.
Um,
All good. There's an Isaiah Likely toe. There's a loss against the Raiders and a loss against the Browns. We cannot complain.
True. It is what it is. All right. So we got Rams and Seahawks, where the Rams are playing for their playoff lives and the Seahawks are playing for absolutely nothing. So we'll go LA. Cardinals against Niners, and hold on, this is for the division.
Yes, here we go,
Okay,
baby.
let's save that for the end. Let's save that for the end. Okay.
Here
Green Bay.
we go.
Green Bay, you always pick Green Bay. Dallas and Washington. We can give this one to Washington. Bucks. Okay. Lions against Vikings. Lions have nothing to play for.
Hold on. Scroll down. Or remove the comment.
Sorry. Where the hell? Okay. Lions have nothing to play for.
Lions with nothing and the Vikings with everything. Vikings.
Okay. Atlanta against Carolina. We can just go Atlanta. And then Eagles over the Giants. Okay, so implications here. I think it's literally just 4 seed. Yes. Winner gets the hold on. Winner gets the 4 seed, loser gets the 10 seed.
Loser is out, baby.
Loser is out of here.
Cardinals win. I'm hating. I know.
Let's go.
Cardinals win. Cardinals playoffs against the Commanders.
Jaden against Kyler.
Yeah.
Wow.
We'd have Bucks Eagles in the playoffs for like the third time in like 4 years, low key.
Yep.
We would have Falcons Packers, which would be incredible.
So with Cardinals Commanders, I think this is a rematch of a blowout. I think the Commanders won by like 30 the time they played.
Smoked them in Arizona earlier.
How many times you get a playoff matchup, a playoff rematch of a blowout?
That'd be funny.
That's on the line, though, people.
That'd be weird.
But yeah, shit. Vikings out of the playoffs at 11-6.
That would really.
Oh, holy shit!
By the way, we had the Vikings losing this game, which they're now tied in.
Yes, this is true. We
So
could always swing that.
Hypothetically, right? Hypothetically, if the Vikings had, can you go all the way back on the Vikings schedule and change that to a win and see if they leapfrog the Packers or just the Bucks?
A win puts them in the 7th seed. The Bucks get out of here, and then they go to Philadelphia.
So I kind of feel better with that.
Me too. You know what? Me too. So the Bucks miss out at 11-6 with all the injuries in the world.
Yeah, that would suck, but they'll get over it.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the AFC has a team at 9-8 in that bitch.
Yes, they get baptized. Oh, Flacco back in Baltimore for a playoff game? Oh my god. Oh no.
Oh yes, dude. This is the fucking Nickelodeon game.
Back-to-back years where Flacco takes a black quarterback's job, takes them to the playoffs, and gets absolutely blown out on Wild Card Weekend.
Yes, man. This is what we do. This is heritage.
Bills against Chargers. I think at that point the Chargers just base level of competence. It runs out in terms of like you can only get carried so far.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
Houston against Pittsburgh. Let's get crazy. I'm down to pick Pittsburgh.
Hey, I'm super down as well.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, and then in the NFC, uh, so in that rematch, because it's a blowout, I kind of just want to go Cardinals.
I'm down because if we do what I think we're about to do, it doesn't matter who wins that game.
Yeah,
Low
no,
key.
real shit. So we do that. I'm going Packers getting a road playoff win back
I
to back,
agree. I agree.
and then I'm going Philly here.
Yes. So we have Cardinals, Philly, and Packers, Lions.
Okay, all
Real
right.
hoops.
We'll get into this. So in this matchup, Baltimore just always wins, right?
Um, I would say this version of the Ravens is like a nasty matchup for the Bills. Yeah, because the Bills like linebackers in their secondary are just like, oh my god, Flacco, oh my god, are just like they're just kind of small.
Yo, did he not watch what Jordan Love did today?
Jesus, this is going to be a playoff team according to our predictor, baby.
And then did Jordan Love not see what he did against the Rams?
My god.
Yo, the thing about Jordan Love is he makes a lot of plays, but the shades of Will Levis are just too strong.
Hey, he's definitely got some Will Levis in him.
It's not good.
They're going for it from here.
Nah, delay of game, they're gonna punt this shit.
Okay.
um, and then look, the Pittsburgh shit was cute. Rematch of a Christmas game here, but the outcome is the same. We got Ravens and Chiefs, and then in the NFC, right? So we got part 3 of Lions Packers, which is I think the Lions going for the 3-0 sweep here. That's
Yes.
wild. And then Eagles Cardinals, which is a rematch of last year where the Cardinals actually just let everybody know that the Eagles are ass. And the Cardinals are coached by the defensive coordinator that took Philly to the Super Bowl and is just randomly one of the most hated coaches in Philadelphia for some reason. So this is kind of randomly a matchup, but I do think that like it runs out for Arizona at this point.
I think the Cardinals lose in this
Yes,
round. For them to
and
even
then
get here after just being the Cardinals would be super impressive.
oh, it'd be wild. It'd be so wild. And then here's my thing, right? I think Jared Goff gets them to the Super Bowl because he never has to play outdoors. It's kind of that simple for me.
You think?
Kind of, because like I watched what the Lions did to the Packers today. This was like in a rainy game in Green Bay. You talk about not having to play in Detroit and playing outdoors in like bad weather for Jared Goff. Like I think the sliders were tilted towards Green Bay in every way but injuries, and we saw the outcome. I just think Detroit's a better team.
Okay.
But what do you think?
Detroit versus Green Bay. Fuck the Packers, man.
Okay, so we got the 1 and 2 seeds in both championship games. Hilarious. I got Detroit beating Philly.
Sure, I guess.
Yeah, I think Detroit.
Although I'm not really tapped into like Philly's defense like that.
Um, improving as of late, but long ways to go. We got 2 rookie
If
corners.
this happens, Alam, if this happens, does Sirianni get fired?
I don't think so, but I think, yeah, I don't think so. The thing is, a lot of people when they talk about coaches getting fired, like you rely on conventional wisdom, but our owner fired the coach that got him the franchise's first Super Bowl like 2 years after the fact. So like
Yeah.
the owner is very much if the vibes don't feel right, I'm pulling the plug. And I definitely think it's possible for the vibes to not feel right even after getting to an NFC championship game.
Uh-huh.
So it's possible, yeah.
Okay.
Um, and then on the other side, I will let you take center stage with
All
this
right, man,
one.
we win this time.
Oh hell yeah.
We
Okay.
win.
So
No three-peat. Fuck that shit.
though we got the matchup that we've been asking for, Baltimore against Detroit. This was an ass whipping last time.
Yeah, we beat them because dude still got a broken leg. So
Dude does have a broken leg.
yeah, no, we beat them because Derrick Henry will run for 150 and we'll win the Super Bowl.
Actually, that if these two teams match up, the Lions having to tackle Derrick Henry, that sounds horrible.
This is like, don't get me wrong, guys. Me saying the Ravens are going to beat the Chiefs is pure heart talking.
Yeah.
But like, if this is what the matchup is, I'm so confident that we would win.
Yep.
If somehow the Chiefs fumbled and we didn't have to play them, we're winning the Super Bowl. But I mean, we're winning it anyways. It's time. Derrick Henry, 100-something yards, ungodly amount of carries. The Ravens just like shorten the game, squeeze the clock, squeeze the ball,
Yeah.
and I would say win by like a possession.
Oh my God, Sam Darnold, what the hell was that?
Oh, I can't. The Colts have 7 first downs.
God damn. But yeah, what a game, people. Very important kind of a watch along. It's very important watch alongs like this to have other things to do.
Yes.
We did our season prediction. We can tweak that based on what you guys in the chat think. If you guys have thoughts at all.
Oh man, we ain't tweaking nothing. We take that back.
Damn, we are standing on everything when it comes
Yep.
to the
Depending on
predictions.
absolutely everything. Cowboys crash out. Jets 6-11. Who has the number one pick in our shit?
Oh, okay, okay. Let me put that back
That's
on
what
the
I really
screen.
wanted to get to because I feel like it's the Titans.
I also want to see the records because okay. Let me.
And it is. I was right.
We got the Panthers losing out by half a game.
Because
Patriots, Saints, Raiders, Giants. So the Giants after this are hold on one, two, the fifth franchise that need a quarterback in the order.
oh no.
Because I'm just assuming that the Saints use this positioning in the draft to actually like find a quarterback.
Yep.
So yeah, hell of an order. Oh no, the Browns are ninth. Holy shit.
After all that, they're ninth.
After all that, they have to come back next year with Deshaun Watson and maybe the fifth best quarterback in the draft.
Yeah, that's a horrible spot to be in, man.
Terrible. Miami also at number 7. So the thing is, Miami can play it where we can continue to just think that Tua is going to play football, draft a pretty good player that's not a quarterback, bolster our team, and then watch it all go to shit if Tua misses time. Like we can just keep replaying the same kind of a season.
That's true. And I mean they might do if this is the draft order and records that we end up with.
Yeah.
Does McDonald or McDaniel, whatever his name is, yeah, McDaniel. Does he keep his job?
That one's an interesting one because is he one of the more accomplished coaches they've had like in my lifetime? Yes. How much weight should that hold? That's the question. Um I don't think it should hold a whole lot of weight. I think if you see deficiencies in what he does and you think that you can hand this roster to somebody who's a little bit better at this football thing, you absolutely should make that call. But it does kind of strike me that the Dolphins are kind of run as like similar to the Cowboys where the owner actually has quite a bit of say.
Yeah.
So that scares me. And I think that it comes down to really just his feelings, and I don't have a particularly good feel for how he would feel, but it's just like it's that simple. Like if he just happens to like McDaniel, he's probably fine. If he sees him as the problem, then no, he's definitely getting fired.
Yo, you heard what Rex Ryan was saying like a week ago
What did he say?
about basically if Woody Johnson called him, like he would go back.
That's hilarious that he's campaigning for himself. But was he talking about like generally or like on an interim basis? Darnold to Jefferson. The Vikings on 3rd and 2 get the ball right to the 2. We're gonna get more offensive points.
I think he was talking like in general, not like a interim.
Okay. Um, that's interesting. I don't know, like how long has Rex Ryan been out of the sport?
I think he hasn't coached since 2017.
That's a long time, man. The sport is very different.
That's kind of how I feel about it. Like his last year coaching was Flacco's last full year as quarterback of the Ravens.
His last year of coaching is the 2015-2016 season.
Oh yeah, it's even longer than that.
We're
But yeah,
pushing a decade, man.
yeah. I don't know. I don't. But again, like Woody Johnson's one of those guys. I could see him just hiring Rex Ryan again.
No, I agree. I mean, notoriously fired his coach because he got embarrassed in front of his London homies.
Yeah. Yo, how long is Aaron Rodgers under contract there?
One more year.
And they can't like cut him or nothing?
That part we can check out. I think the issue
Slow
more
down this a
is
little bit.
would they cut him? Like, is there even like how are they looking at him as an issue, or are they looking at him as like our last hope? So his cap hit next year would be 23 mil, and the dead cap would be 49 if they cut him. So yeah, no, he's on the team.
Yeah, they're not cutting him.
He will have a cap hit of 35 million the first year that he's off the team.
Jesus.
So I mean, yeah.
Yeah, they're all in on Aaron Rodgers then.
Yeah, and I mean, like they traded for Devontae, who I'm assuming they're going to give a contract to. So like they're very much all in on the Aaron Rodgers experience for whatever that is. And I think, unfortunately for Jets fans, it's not going to be close to enough.
Can you scroll down in this draft order a little bit?
Let's do it. Cowboys at 10, Jets at 11.
Damn, that's a horrible spot to be in if you're the Jets because you couldn't even draft a quarterback there probably if you wanted to.
Bengals went through all these issues to have the 14th overall pick.
Yeah, that like checks out though.
Seahawks at this point, I think, are in a good position to come up off of Geno Smith's contract, but not a high enough draft pick to get anybody. So puts them in a weird spot where might have to run it back for another year of Geno Smith.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's something we can look at as well is the upcoming quarterback market in terms of like what are tradable contracts, who are the free agents, and then obviously we know how the draft works, but the number of gettable quarterbacks would dictate how things go. Vikings touchdown, 14-7. So we definitely did the right thing by swinging that game to Minnesota.
Yep.
Quarterback contracts. I'm trying to see something. Cap hits. All right, so what I have here, people, is
My god.
the 2025 cap hits for every quarterback, and we can just go down this list and try to find the tradable contract. So Dak Prescott at 89 is not getting moved. Deshaun Watson, because of all the guarantees, is not getting moved. Mahomes is not getting moved. So the next two quarterbacks here, we can, I guess, even look at to see if they're gettable in terms of the contract. Matthew Stafford, well, 53 mil against the cap, 49 if they get rid of him. So, I mean, I don't. Okay, hold on. Let me see.
The cap's at what, like 250?
Something like that. The complicated thing about figuring out the dead cap situation is you have to see how much of the dead cap is signing bonuses or roster bonuses that have already been paid, because those can't move. But part of the dead cap is also guaranteed salary, which would move in a trade. So it would actually take some more actual examination to see if this is a tradable deal or not. But what I also know about Stafford is that they had to give him a raise this offseason to get him to show up to training camp. So I don't know if the issue here becomes that Stafford wants another deal. He's at the back end of his career. Uh, doesn't want to play without a certain amount of guaranteed money, and then maybe the Rams just think that we're not the team to do it. But Stafford probably not tradable.
Nah, man. I don't think Stafford's planning on playing beyond 38, dude.
That's another thing to consider.
I think this is actually his last contract.
Okay, cool. Next year might be his last year.
No, I don't even. I think he'll play next year and one more year.
Derek Carr's contract, 51 against the cap, 50 if they get rid of him. Again, this is factoring in for cutting the player, but if you look at 2025, okay, 30 mil of his 2025 contract, his salary becomes guaranteed, which is the whole thing. So basically, Derek Carr, if he's traded on this contract, is 30 mil against the cap for the new team, which isn't that bad, but it is fully guaranteed. I don't know. I think this one is a lot about whether.
Who the fuck's trading for Derek Carr that needs a quarterback?
That's another thing. That's probably the more important thing.
Who the fuck is actually pushing out the assets to get Derek Carr?
So I think this is kind of what we're stumbling into, is that there actually may be like no quarterback market because Burrow, Kyler, Lamar, Josh Allen, Daniel Jones is the next name. That's not a viable option for anyone.
No one's going to take a risk on Tua. The Falcons are happy with Cousins, especially if they like end up in the playoffs. Oh, I can't. And then
what?
Smith? Like, probably not. Baker's got a spot in Tampa.
So
we're just not going to have a bunch of movement on quarterbacks, are we?
Okay, so we don't really have tradable quarterbacks. Let me see who the free agents are.
Free Minshew in those teams. Darnold's a free agent, that's for sure.
So these are the free agents organized by the total value of their last contract. So you got Sam Darnold leading the way. Zach Wilson.
Justin Fields are about to get paid.
Shit. So hold on. Have we determined that Justin Fields might be the most viable, like available quarterback?
I think so.
Wait, Flacco.
No, definitely Fields.
Okay, and then the thing is like
because he's not. Flacco's about to be 40.
True.
Like you're only signing him to like a 1-year deal.
I think he also mentioned that the Colts were the only team interested in him, which was weird.
No, I get it because he's kind of a statue quarterback. He's obviously a backup.
Yeah.
You're not signing him to be your starter from week 1. Whereas with Fields, you could do that.
Okay. Fields
like and then Fields play poorly enough to reduce his market, in my opinion.
Okay. The other thing I'm learning is that Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston have the opportunities to play themselves into a lot of money.
I think if Russ plays well, though, he'll just go back to Pittsburgh.
Yeah. But I think in terms of like having...
I don't think he's going to be a real free agent, if that makes sense.
No, for sure. It makes sense. But in terms of even just like negotiating power, right? Like the potential threat of another team offering him money, like if he plays well, in our case, we have him winning a playoff game, right? If that happens, his leverage in those negotiations with Pittsburgh will be really, really strong.
Well, that's true. They probably have to give him like a crazy bag.
Yep. So yeah, I think the takeaway here is that quarterbacks are going to definitely get overdrafted, which is the natural expectation, but it's going to be worse.
So we have Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, and
Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston and Sam Darnold, right? That are probably going to be the only ones that I think get signed again.
Yeah, and then if we look at the teams that would be looking for a quarterback, there's more than just 4. But then again, like there would be some teams that are looking for quarterbacks, but they won't be looking for quarterbacks in the open market. So like Vegas, for example, I don't think it makes sense for Vegas to go for like to get rid of Minshew on the second year of his deal just to bring in that kind of quarterback, right? Like you may as well just keep Minshew and then draft somebody.
I guess. Where did we have them picking though? Like 9?
Colts F is horrible. I mean, new O&D coordinator. Hey, look, if you think the Colts suck, low key, we're with you.
Hey man, they're about to tie the game here. Have faith.
Hashtag have faith. But yeah, what were you saying?
Um, the Raiders. Do you
Yes.
think they could be like a Justin Fields kind of spot?
Well, they also have his offensive coordinator from Chicago as the offensive coordinator right now. So I think that's definitely the case if there's a good relationship there. Now, if that OC decided he hated working with Fields, maybe not, but I don't know.
Oh man, yeah, I don't know.
I think we kind of stumbled into a decent idea for like a stream. I wouldn't mind on Wednesday this week or something, like just looking at the quarterback landscape and like looking at the spots where they're going to need quarterbacks, looking at whether the team would be interested in a young quarterback or a veteran quarterback, and then even
Uh
just
huh.
like fleshing out the viable options and then seeing how that goes, because it does seem like there's less viable quarterbacks than openings, and that sets up the players pretty nicely. And that means we're going to see some, like, if you're not a fan of the quarterbacks, it doesn't matter because they're getting picked high.
Yep. Oh, we're about to see some overdrafting by some desperate teams.
Fuck yeah. Oh, Carolina and Tennessee having to navigate this kind of a quarterback market? No, thank you.
Hey man, we're about to see some nasty shit.
Actually.
Do you think anybody can trade for Bryce Young?
Um so actually it's a really good point you bring up, is I actually think that this kind of a market lends towards that being an option. A team could look at Bryce Young and think, okay, he's going to be on a pretty cheap deal. So that makes him more viable than anybody on the open market because the prices are going to be inflated. Um, I might not be a huge fan of any of these quarterbacks in the draft, so I may have even thought that Bryce Young coming into the league was a better prospect than anybody in the draft, right?
Yeah.
I might look at the fact that Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold both left that Carolina situation and thrived in other situations afterwards. So I actually think that it's actually really good that you brought up Bryce Young, because I think he's definitely somebody's solution. If not necessarily like, oh, this is our guy, a player that a team looks at and says, we really want him, and then we're also gonna maybe sign a Jameis Winston as well as maybe some insurance, and that's what we're doing. Actually, oh, you know what would be wild? If a team ends up with Bryce Young and Joe Flacco.
Hey man, sounds like the Colts to me, baby.
Joe Flacco says, run it back. Taking another job.
Oh my god.
That's crazy.
Flacco with a 1 yard rush. Here we go, baby.
But yeah, man, shout out to everybody that's tapped in. Still over 100 people watching. A lot of you have stuck around. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. That's the best way to show your appreciation for content on YouTube. The content is free, but we definitely accept payment in the form of engagement, because that's how channels grow. So if you want to help support what we have going on over here, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're into the fourth quarter of this game. I think we've done a pretty good job with this stream. I think we spent a good chunk of this predicting the season and then like reacting to field goal misses as our like engagement with the game, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, man, we tried our best. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, for sure. We only need a new DC. What's he waffling about? I don't know. Like the thing about Steichen is like, I think he has a pretty good resume of being a guy who schemes things up, but I think the handling of the quarterback position has been so long in Indy, or so bad in Indy for so long, that I don't know if he's to blame or if the management is to blame for, again, just what he's had to work with at the quarterback position. You got to keep in mind, Steichen has mainly had Gardner Minshew and Joe Flacco during his time in Indy.
It's definitely like ownership.
Yeah. And then that's off the back of what Phillip Rivers, Carson Wentz, Jacoby Brissett, like Matt Ryan. That's the stretch of quarterbacks before Minshew and Flacco. So if anything, that GM is proving is that he knows how to get a shit quarterback under center.
Yep.
So that's definitely something Indy has to figure out. Oddly enough, I don't know why Chris Ballard has so much job security.
Because
Like,
Jim Irsay is just a moron.
that makes a lot of sense. That's definitely it.
What a by this guy, by the way.
AD Mitchell can't keep his feet in bounds. Flacco steps back on 3rd and 8 and throws a pick. Stares down Josh Downs.
Okay.
And I think what's his name? Is that Bynum? But yeah, interception. No, that's Byron Murphy Jr. Interception from Minnesota. The Colts were, I think, at the edge of field goal range, but they're going to get no points now.
Yeah, I can't do that.
You can't do that. You can't do that. So Colts offense still shut out today.
Hey, man. It is what it is.
Brian Flores does not need to call his lawyers.
Wow. Well, oh well.
They've had shitty QBs ever since they booed Andrew Luck. Yeah, basically.
I mean, yes, but like Phillip Rivers did get them to the playoffs.
True.
He did get them to the playoffs. So I don't want to put Phillip Rivers' Colts tenure
with the rest of them.
With the rest of those guys.
Nah.
Carson Wentz would have gotten them to the playoffs, and they fumbled the last week against the Jaguars.
Yeah, Wentz to Matt Ryan is a crazy transition.
Oh, for sure.
Should have kept AR5, let him learn. I mean, the way things are going, we're going to see AR back this year. The only question is I mean, okay, so the pressure before is that you can't lose the locker room lying to everybody that AR gives you your best chance to win. So then if Flacco shows up and also kind of fucks up, then at least that pressure doesn't exist anymore. Like, you can play AR and conceivably, like, you won't lose the locker room for playing him. And I think that was a part of the decision. But yeah, man, it's just a bad situation because AR's numbers, like, I have not seen a completion percentage this consistently bad from a quarterback.
I respect it.
10 for 32 is crazy. And that not being an anomaly on your stat sheet is crazy. But yeah, Daniel, you were right to be skeptical. You started, the first comment in this live chat was you saying the Colts were going to get smoked. And to be honest, like, it's not quite getting smoked because Minnesota also wants to do stupid stuff, but no offensive points for Indy.
Yeah, man, it is what it is.
Did you see all the conversation about Anthony Richardson tapping out to get a playoff? Oh my God, Sam Darnold just threw a pick. Yo, we're going band for band with interceptions.
Hey, man, let's go. We are fucking back. The boys are back.
Oh my God, Darnold, you bum. It is what it is, Surfa. 5 turnovers in this game.
Dude, hell yeah. Hey, Colts defense balling. I don't give a fuck.
Yo, you got to keep in mind. This game was flexed to Sunday night.
Colts defense is balling, guys.
This was supposed to be Eagles Jaguars, but they
Yeah,
flexed this
that would
game.
have been way better than this.
Oh my bruh. They flexed this into the Sunday night game. Triple coverage. Yo, but this is what happens when you play in an offense that really tries to spoon feed decisions to quarterbacks, is that defenses can kind of figure out how to give the illusion of a good read to a quarterback, because you can study these things and you can figure out this is what the quarterback is looking for to trigger the throw. Like, the thing you got to keep in mind with the popularity of these kind of offenses, like Mike McDaniel once told Tua, like, hey, when you see these reads, you throw the ball with conviction, and if it gets intercepted, that's on me. Like, this is the kind of like coaching that these quarterbacks are getting. So yeah, Sam Darnold is gonna trigger a throw whenever he sees what he's supposed to see, and if the Colts can figure out how to, again, kind of mislead him with that, then yeah, you get throws into triple coverage. Like, that's just how it works. Should have been Philly or Detroit. It definitely should have been Green Bay, Detroit.
Yeah, why didn't we have that on Sunday Night Football?
I think they have this weird thing about the early season flex options, is they kind of want to, because there's a limit. I think a team can only be on prime time at a max of 6 times.
Yeah, it's
I
like
don't
6
even.
times. That's the rule, right?
Yeah, it's a stupid rule, by the way.
Yeah, I could see why that'd be kind of dumb.
I think if there's a team that's just so amazing to watch, fuck it, put them in prime time 10 times.
I kind of understand why teams don't like that, though.
I can understand teams not liking that, but I think organically, because again, like, not every team has a schedule where like the Chiefs are going to play the Panthers, right? Like, organically, you could have it where a team might end up 7-8 times. I don't think you would get a crazy abuse of it, right? But I think the 6, having a rigid number, it puts you in this position where they might not flex a team like Detroit because they want to keep a couple games in the bag for the end of the year.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, we got a 42-yard field goal from Indy.
No guarantee he makes this.
No guarantee he makes it. He tried his best to miss. He bent it around the field goal post. But it did go in. So we got a 14-10 game. Yeah, what I was asking earlier though was that did you see much of the conversation around AR wanting a playoff in that game?
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah, he almost did miss that. I did see some of that, and I thought that was weird. But that situation's like clearly not good for that guy, regardless of how shit we think he's been.
Like, I think it was just kind of confusing for me because, one, like, if you're really, really tired, I believe the next play was a handoff anyways. Like, it was just kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
And then if that is the reason you did it, I think it's so easy to lie about it. Like, I don't know why you would want to tell the truth, but he did. Like, the fact that he had a lot of conviction in it was interesting. Like, he kind of told it like a joke, almost like he expected people to kind of laugh or at least find it like amusing. Seemed like he was kind of surprised that people took it so seriously, but like, I just think it's a weird situation. Like, I'm hearing a lot of like very serious, like very, very stern takes about how, like, oh, you can't do this in football. You can't, like, this is a leadership position and you have to set a tone and whatnot. And I just feel like, I don't know, like, some of it feels just a little bit too serious. Like, my main takeaway is just that this was weird and strange.
Yeah, it's definitely weird.
It's weird. Like, is your conditioning that bad as a running quarterback where running from pass rushers had you so gassed that you didn't feel like you could hand the ball off? Like, I don't understand what happened. Like, my biggest concern for AR after that is nothing to do with football. I just think he might be a weird guy.
Might be a weird guy. It's probably a weird dynamic with him and the team.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a weird situation. Like, it's not like their backup quarterback.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Nope.
Because even Flacco with the Browns last year, he was turning the ball over.
Yep.
And, like, they don't have as much talent as the 2023 Browns did.
True. True. So yeah, I mean that was a weird situation, but it is what it is. We're gonna see Flacco for the rest of the year, but something tells me this isn't the last of AR this year.
I mean, I guess.
I don't know.
I
Sneaking suspicion.
guess. They would really have to crash out to go back to Anthony Richardson, though.
Yeah, things would have to get bad.
Like I guess. But that being said, like they're a touchdown away from scamming a win in this game.
It's true. It's true. I do think that there's an interesting kind of a like there's back-to-back cases now where Trey Lance and Anthony Richardson are two quarterbacks that have just so little like playing time, high school or college, right? They
Mm-hmm.
get to the NFL and now teams are in a weird spot where it's like clearly this guy needs snaps to get better, but we don't want to give him the snaps. Like he can get the snaps somewhere else almost like uh it's definitely in football like it's a hard thing to sell to a roster of 53 players that hey, we know this quarterback ain't shit, but he just needs the snaps. It's a really hard sell. So like just going forward, are there going to be players in that position who have so little playing time that say, you know what, I don't want to find myself in that kind of a situation in the NFL? Or do teams kind of react to it to where if you're drafting that kind of a quarterback, that can't be a first round pick with a ton of expectations? Like kind of
Yeah.
just an interesting opportunity for a precedent to get set because so far Trey Lance and Anthony Richardson, those draft picks have been disasters.
No, 100%. Like it's weird.
Yep.
It's like people don't let project quarterbacks be true projects anymore.
Yep. Yeah, it looks like, and that's the thing. Let's say they're like just so in need of getting better before they see a football field. Like there wasn't even a concerted effort to have them sit for an extended period of time. Like the Colts tried to play him as a rookie. The Niners tried to play Lance in his second year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe with those kind of quarterbacks going forward, there's like an acknowledgement that, you know, this guy's going to sit for a couple years. Maybe you see more situations like Atlanta where it's like, we're oddly enough, I don't think Penix counts as that kind of a project, but you know what? We're going to draft a guy and make sure we have a guy that can play for 2 to 3 years.
I feel like Penix was the most ready to play right now person.
Yep.
Coming into this season out of all of them.
Hilariously, yeah.
And he's like the only one who's not playing at all.
Yep.
But if you're Atlanta, factoring like you see how Kirk Cousins and them have been playing, like Atlanta didn't need top 10 quarterback play.
Yeah.
They needed not bottom 5 quarterback play.
Yeah. They needed better than Ritter quarterback play.
Yeah, like if you would have told Atlanta they signed up for the 15th best QB in the NFL, they would absolutely have taken it.
Yep.
So yeah, like Penix will get on the field eventually. If they're smart, I would say maybe one more year of Cousins after this, maybe, and then roll him out there.
Yeah.
Because if you're not going to play him while he's on his rookie deal, then like I don't really know what you're doing.
Yeah.
But of course, like if the Falcons fucking go all the way to the Super Bowl or some shit, that's Kirk Cousins' team. Like, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. And then there's also it's Kirk Cousins' age is a factor as well. Like I think he's 36, so even with him, like, are you super committed to 38-year-old Kirk Cousins? Probably not.
No. Like, why would you be? How could you be? He
of
knows.
Course. So this is very clearly a short-term arrangement.
Cousins is somebody who's about his money.
Yeah.
But also, like, as long as he's playing like he is now, like, some team will take him.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like a Flacco situation, right? So even if Kirk Cousins does, like, maybe he declines 10% from this year next year.
Yeah.
It's like the relatively open market. Somebody will bring him in.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, bring him in, 2-year deal or whatever, kind of see you have like a team that you haven't been to the playoffs for a while and you have some pretty good weapons. Kirk Cousins can get your guys the ball.
Yeah. And then for his sake, he also has a ton of experience in the branch of like offensive football that is most dominant in terms of just the number of offensive coordinators.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, he spent a bunch of time with Shanahan and McVay in Washington. then went to Minnesota, eventually ended up with Kevin O'Connell, which is also from that kind of a tree. And then now he's in Atlanta with Zach Robinson, who just got hired out of LA. So he has a ton of experience in the offense where there's going to be plenty of offensive coordinators running the same shit. So job security for days with this guy. And he's clearly willing to take short-term, high guaranteed contracts or contracts with high guarantees. So yeah, Cousins, man, that guy is he's going to see some crazy career earnings.
Yeah, man, he's a bag chaser. I respect it. But to be a bag chaser, you have to be good enough.
Yep. Something else I wanted to mention as well. I'm thinking for the next tier stream to change up the tiers. And Houston was actually the team that triggered the thought. And the way I think about it is like, okay, if we're talking about contenders for the conference, like established contenders, potential contenders, and then the next tier would be like these teams are just making up the numbers in the playoffs, and then like in the hunt, and then better learn scouting combine buddy, like the fifth tier. And the reason why I wanted to do that is because like Houston is a team that I felt like I'm very sure they're making the playoffs, so that puts them in the top tier. But I'm also very sure like I wanted to not put them in like the contenders tier. They're potential contenders to me, right? So it's like they're the team that made me think like, okay, the way I'm organizing teams, it served a purpose early in the year where things were starting to be like where things are pretty unknown for the most part. But now that we're settling into actually understanding where the teams are at, I think there's a different kind of a conversation that's supposed to be had. So that's what I was thinking.
No, I get what you're saying.
On Tuesday, I do think we'll be running the tier stream with different tiers, but I think it'll be good. I think the conversations that have to be had will be had.
Yeah, man, we could even name the tiers in real time.
Hell yeah. But yeah, we're actually like we have an established layer of teams at the bottom that we can kind of just stop talking about, right? And that's always nice because we don't have to kill time. But yeah, Dallas, like again, barring something spectacular, like really no reason to talk about them anymore. New Orleans,
that's low key one of the worst situations in the league,
especially because they just paid.
There's my semi-hot take, guys.
They just paid two guys top of the market deals. They're gonna have to pay Michael Parsons a top of the market deal. There's not a whole lot on that roster where like, oh, you're getting a steal in terms of value on the contract. Like best case scenario, if they have an outstanding draft, they go back to being like fringe playoff team. That's an incompletion, right? Yeah, it's an incompletion.
I just don't like the idea of having a quarterback on crazy guaranteed cash when you're clearly the third best team in your division moving forward.
Yep.
Without like a pathway to clearly usurping the teams above you. It's not just that they're third. It's that like I don't see how they could figure all that shit out.
Yeah. No, it's a mess. It's really, really bad. And Jerry Jones just keeps saying like dumber and dumber shit.
Oh, for sure.
Flacco, great pass to Alec Pierce here. Gets them the first down. Colts, opportunity to take the lead here. I did not expect this type of a game. Maybe you were right, Alam. Yeah, I started off the stream telling you that you thinking the Colts were going to get smoked, I thought was a little bit misguided. This felt like a one-score game to me. And it looks like it'll end that way. But
what is like philosophically, right?
Yeah.
If you're the Colts.
Yeah.
You're turning away from your young quarterback.
Yeah.
To try and maximize this group that you have currently?
Yeah.
Like, is that like the thinking?
I think it would have to be like
looking down the road, right?
Yeah.
What is the point of them grabbing a 7 seed?
Kind of isn't one, right? Because they're not.
What outstanding quality do the Colts have on their team?
Outstanding quality, nothing.
Maybe let me rephrase this. What quality does their team exhibit that would lead you to believe they'd go on the road and have a serious shot in a playoff game?
Definitely don't think they have a serious shot. And I think one of the issues even could be like, what about your team kind of even allows you to establish like an identity in the sense of like, okay, this is what we do. Like, we've all watched the Colts for over 3 quarters now. Like, do they look like a running team? Not really. Do they look like a passing team? Obviously not. Defensively, are they like, do they have great pass
I think they have
rushers?
a good pass rush. I like what
Yes,
I see from them.
true. Pass rush is obviously play of the game for the Colts. They literally scored 6 of their 10 points on that one play. Um, but yeah, just like it seems like a team that has uh not a ton of like glaring issues or outstanding strengths. I like Jonathan Taylor a lot, but I don't necessarily think they have the offensive line to be a team that just decides to run the ball.
Basically, like my macro point is like
Yeah,
obviously this is the NFL and like making the playoffs for a lot of franchises is important, but like the whole like the fallout from this change at quarterback at this point in the season, because you're gonna have to deal with this shit at some point, right? Like, are you
yeah,
basically giving up on Richardson as a quarterback?
yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Um, I think oddly enough, like, do you remember when you were talking about Pochettino and you were kind of just like, okay, you can't like cycle through managers. At some point, you kind of just have to sit with what you have, give it
Yeah,
an honest chance, and then evaluate on the other side of that.
yeah,
Kind of oddly think the Colts are in a similar situation with Richardson, where you have a project quarterback. At some point, you just have to like just accept that that's what you have, stick
yep,
with it, give it a good honest chance, and then deal with the consequences after the fact. If you have a locker room full of guys that are like, hey, we're not okay with having a project quarterback because uh we should be better, and it's like, I think you have to just even at that point have an honest conversation, like, are you guys better than that? Like,
yeah. Like, how good do you guys really think we are in the grand scheme
you
of
guys
things?
are think AR is below you, cool. Like, am I supposed to believe that you guys could win a Super Bowl like with, let's say, top 8 quarterback play? I don't think so, right? So yeah, I don't know. I just think like it's one of those situations where even organizationally, like there's a failure to take a direction, right? Because if you were supposed to be a win now team, you would never do that with AR. And then now that you have AR, you're trying to tell yourself that having a
Yeah,
project quarterback is not what you're like, is not what's best for you. Like, it's just there's no clear direction from the management.
because at first I was thinking, right,
Yeah.
this coach, you narrowly missed the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
You don't really have time to sit around and dick around and like get this quarterback shit right if you're the coach.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, man. Like it.
Oh my god. Yo, I feel like Flacco's thrown 4 hospital passes in a row. What the hell is going on? This is what I'm saying, Surfa. I keep seeing receivers getting smacked. Why is this happening?
This is Joe Flacco, man. This is what he does.
Yo, straight like clean hits too, bro. We're gonna set the receivers up to get hit with no flag.
Yep,
I,
doesn't surprise me.
I didn't even know that was 4th down.
Teams throw it on 3rd and 4th and 2. Not my NFL, man.
Joe Flacco is a terrorist. Um,
He's not a terrorist. This is just what he is. Like, this is what Joe Flacco's been for a long time, guys.
I think I heard you making the point last year or a couple years ago about like Flacco will make the plays within the structure of the offense, but then when you need him to make a play like beyond what you set up through X's and O's, it's not going to happen.
He will never win outside of X's and O's and will
Yep.
frequently lose within them.
Yep.
So it's just not fucking worth it to me.
Yo, god damn, Daniel, what the fuck?
Hey, man, I hear it.
Yo, he's got called some of the wildest shit in this stream.
But if I stayed up till almost 4 a.m. to watch that, I'd be mad too. I get it.
This is true. This is true.
Like, would I have said that? Probably not. But do I just
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah. So we're talking about Indy, and that kind of has me thinking about their division, and then thinking about Houston. I think Houston's in a weird spot where I'm assuming that they traded for Diggs with the hope that he's going to be a part of the team. Now he's on a 1-year deal. Diggs heading into free agency off a torn ACL. I don't know how that's going to go, but if they pivot away from him, what becomes the plan there? I think the reason I highlight that as an issue is that I think what you're learning now is you have other issues. And when it comes to spending money in the offseason, can you justify paying Stephon Diggs off a torn ACL when you have an offensive line issue / issues on defense, and then if you spend the money there and you have no money for Diggs, are we just reverting back to what we were offensively last year? I think they're kind of in an interesting spot.
Yeah, I mean, I think because what did they trade for Stephon Diggs? What did they trade the Bills?
Let me see. I want to say my memory tells me like a 2nd-round pick, but it might not be that.
Because if that's all it is, I get it.
2025 2nd-round pick, and then a 5th rounder in 2024. Yeah, so a 2 and a 5.
Yeah, so you're talking like a number 50 overall type of player.
Yeah.
And a player at like maybe fucking 140.
Yeah.
Look, man, he tore his ACL. That sucks.
Yeah.
But the idea at the time to pair him with Nico Collins and Tank Dell to me made complete sense.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, because if we're saying, like, what was the plan? They had a rookie quarterback off an amazing season. I get it. But as far as what they're going to do in the future, I wouldn't pay him off of that.
Yeah.
All the money it's probably going to take, I would let him walk.
No, me too, right? So then it's like, it sucks because it's not to criticize the decision because you can only ever really judge it in the moment, given the circumstances in that moment. But just if you look at the outcome, the outcome was fucking horrible. Like a 2 and a 5 for a guy that you got a few games from that you're probably not going to pay. So like when it comes to being in a great spot from a capital standpoint, because you have a rookie quarterback, like, okay, you already tricked off some of the extra capital you had. You're not like you have some demonstrated needs on your team, so that's going to eat away at some of your other capital. Like it looked like a really cushy situation where they had a decent amount of talent, they had the ability to get more talent. Like it looked like they were going to set up a pretty formidable opponent for teams like the Chiefs and the Ravens. But I actually think that they put themselves in a situation where they almost have to have a hell of an offseason to stay on that track. Like the tables have turned quite a bit with that organization.
Well, it just goes to show, like, it's hard to, like, really build a contender and, like, be sustainable with it.
Yep. Consistently winning in the NFL is very difficult, and there's a reason only a handful of franchises have been able to do it for, like, the last, you could say, 25 years?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's really all I have a feel for. But, like, if you look at a team like the Ravens, who basically have won like 2 Super Bowls in that span and consistently been a playoff team, there's really not that many teams that belong in that kind of that belong in that tier. Because even like a team like the Patriots, who had a dynasty, are showing just how hard it is to rebuild.
Yep. No, like it's difficult to do, but it's not like complicated, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like there's teams that are built with strength on each line.
Yeah.
Players that can cover sideline to sideline.
Yeah.
Coaches and coaching staffs that are generally pretty good situationally.
Yeah.
And teams that can stay out of their own way.
Yeah.
Are teams that can do well week to week.
Definitely,
right?
Yeah.
Then when you have guys who can win beyond X's and O's, that just takes your ceiling up even further.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like, to be honest, Ravens win a lot because Lamar's on the team.
Yeah.
It's that simple. But they took the risk and drafted and developed him in the first place.
Yep.
So you get rewarded for it. Now you see all these other teams looking for the next Lamar.
Yeah.
And that was at a time when I would say a majority of Ravens fans didn't even want Lamar to get drafted. They were cool with letting Flacco just ruin everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't like considered a home run pick by any means.
People doubted Lamar's ability to play football
Yep.
until about halfway through his second year.
Yep. Yeah, he had to go up against running back allegations for a long time.
Yep.
But hold on, I see Gale's in here. I'm here. Packers outgained the Lions 411 to 262. They lost due to drop passes, missed field goals, penalties, and the interception. Painful. Actually, yeah, we never got around to talking about that game, so fuck it, let's do it now. Uh, Packers Lions. This was a game that should have been a close game, but a back-breaking pick six kind of just turned the game on its head in terms of it was a crazy momentum swing. The time of the game where it happened, it was uh, just before halftime, and I do think the Lions started the second half with the ball. So it's almost like you introduced a bunch of things here that caused the Packers to lose. But I mean, simply just without that pick six, it's a one score game, and if it's a close game in the second half, we don't know what happens. Like things could go either way. Uh, that pick six was just coming off of what happened against the Rams. That shit has to stop.
Yep.
That shit just has to stop. Like, there's no really like further depth that has to go into it. Yes, his receivers dropped passes, but oddly enough, I think when you have a group of young receivers that kind of, you can tell me, you can educate me a little bit about this, Gale. Is this a thing with the receivers? Because if dropping the football is just what they do, like that's probably going to happen. And then at that point, you have to look at your quarterback and say, like, look, did they drop the passes? Yes. Can you expect them to drop the passes? Probably. So what you have to do in that situation is not give 7 points to the other team. That's surface says mistakes lose games, right? Like, but like to kind of add some depth to this point, like mistakes can wipe away like a big number of successes, right? So like that one mistake he made on one play, you could say the badness created from that play like outweighs the good that was created probably in like 15 of the plays he made. You know,
Guys,
like
think about it this way.
yeah,
Last week, Kyle Hamilton dropped a pick that would have ended the game against the Cleveland Browns.
yeah,
2 plays later, give up a touchdown, they take the lead, and they eventually win, right?
yeah,
The ball was in his hands.
yeah.
You touch the ball, that is another win.
Oh yeah,
right? So yeah, like when you have opportunities to like not shoot yourself in the foot, much less like win the game,
yeah.
you have to do it.
Oh yeah.
Margins are too slim. Jordan
Ways.
Love can't be giving the Lions 7 points under any scenario ever.
Nope.
Not the fucking Bears.
Yeah.
No disrespect to the Bears, but you guys know what I mean.
Yeah. That much is clear. So yeah, this is a real thing, man. Like it should have been a close game. It looks like it was shaping up to be a close game, and then look, the Lions kind of just were resilient in not shooting themselves in the foot. They waited for Green Bay to do it, and then they just saw the game out. That being said, you point out to Green Bay having 411 yards. I think Josh Jacobs had 100 yards himself in like the second quarter. So I'm just going to check up on that because I never bothered to get an update. Josh Jacobs finished with 118 yards. So he just stopped getting the ball. That's crazy. But I do think a part of the yardage kind of being Oh shit! Vikings touchdown. This game is over. I do think a part of the yardage gap there here, like what did you mention? It was 411 to 262. I think that's because like a lot of this game was played in garbage time, where the Lions were kind of happy to let the Packers get down the field, just not get big plays. Um, the Lions also got outgained against the Titans. They only had 250 yards of offense against the Titans, and that was an ass whooping. Like I don't think the yardage being like this is necessarily an indicator that Green Bay was better. Again, I just think that when it comes to the way the game went, uh, they made the back-breaking mistake. Detroit didn't, and it's just as simple as that. But well, we're gonna see with Jordan Love how this like ages because his his boldness is a big part of the plays that get made. But it also results in these just horrible mistakes, right? So it makes you kind of just think about early career Josh Allen, who just learned the hard way that you cannot put your team behind the eight ball making plays like that. I think Josh Allen just threw his first interception of the year this week, but Josh Allen, it took quite a bit of bumping his head before he realized that things have to change. So that's something to monitor with Jordan Love. Um, I do think again, like the Packers as a team, look, they gave up 17 points to a pretty great Lions offense. I think they had a good game. The Packers team as a whole has some pretty good things going for it, but I've seen a Bills team that also had quite a few things going for it that got kind of derailed in the big moments by Josh Allen throwing picks. So Jordan Love's got to learn and get better.
The spread in this game that I'm seeing is Vikings minus 5.5.
Oh shit. Money's on the line for this last drive. Looking through some of these other games quickly before we get out of here. Bears Cardinals. Did you watch this game as the biggest Cardinals fan I know?
No, I was grocery shopping and doing errands. My girl and I had brunch at my parents, and then she
Yeah.
was tired, so I dropped her off at home, and I went and did all the errands.
Yeah.
But I checked my phone. I saw 29-9. I'm like, that's a hilarious score. I love this.
I watched maybe about 3 minutes of this game. They kept panning to Tyreek George on the bench in his jersey, but without pads because the team basically benched him for this game because of the Hail Mary fiasco. But the fact that that was a subplot was hilarious. The fact that that was a subplot in a blowout was even funnier. Yeah, we talked about how hard the Bears schedule gets for them to lose this game.
They're cooked, dude. The Bears were one play away from going 5-2, and now they're 4-4.
That's a season ender, and like that's the significance of that play. Where like it's not just that was a dumb play; that was a season-ending play.
Hey man, I would hate to be a Bears fan,
bro. Yes, that guy's gonna be known for that forever.
Nah, he 100% is, and the sad thing is that ruined their 3-game winning streak.
Yes.
That ruined all the good vibes for their season.
It wasn't trivial. That was legitimately a season ender.
Yeah, that sucks for them, but whatever.
It is what it is, though. Cardinals picked up another win, starting to look, like they're figuring things out more and more as the weeks go by. They're obviously integrating a rookie receiver into their offense, and now slowly more and more the rookie running back is getting involved. So this is an offense that's growing as the time goes, and we'll see how things work out. Currently top of their division, 2-0 in the division as well. So hilariously could make it to the playoffs.
The Bears have 3 home games followed up by 3 road games.
That's wacky.
That sucks. Why is their schedule so trash like that? They have 3 home games earlier in the season. But one of them was in London.
Dolphins Bills, that's another situation. It's like Packers Bears where like it's not a rivalry if one team just keeps kicking the other team's ass.
Yeah, man. Dolphins never beat them.
Dolphins season also over.
Sneaky over.
They're gonna keep trying.
Sneaky. They're 2-6. Sorry.
They're gonna keep trying, but it's cooked.
It's super funny though, because like we talk about how trash the AFC is, right?
Yeah.
If the Dolphins found a way to beat the Rams, their next two games are home against the Raiders and the fucking Patriots.
Yeah. And I think last time we're looking at the team's playoff chances. We were kind of looking at 10-7 as a like, okay, this is the cutoff. You got to get to 10 wins to really have a chance. But when we did our prediction today,
no one would feel that way.
yeah. So now I'm thinking about 9-8. So for the Dolphins, they have to go 7-2 down the stretch, which obviously like very difficult, but easier than 8-1.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of those things where like they have like one too many losses. Because like the Dolphins making the playoffs as a wild card team would actually be watchable shit.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to me.
Yep.
Okay, so the Colts are going to lose here. So does that mean the Bengals are no? Oh well, the Colts are in 8th anyways. My bad. I was thinking they were in 7th. So Denver loses by 31, and they're still in the wild card picture. Nice.
Yo, Flacco's just getting sacked on every play now. This is getting ugly.
Yeah, they might want to like take a knee and just get out of here.
Yep.
The dude can't move though. Like that's what happens. Oh, Jihad Ward, he was on the Ravens once upon a time. That's lit. That's what's up.
Yeah, I think he Wink Martindale, that's his man.
Yeah.
I remember hearing something about how Wink Martindale said, as long as I'm coaching, that guy's gonna have a job. That must be a nice spot to be in.
Hell yeah, dude.
Also, I think is Wink Martindale coaching right now? Because quietly,
he's defensive coordinator at Michigan.
Oh right.
Yep.
Okay, but like if the right spot opens up, he definitely could leave that. So
hey man, if he wants to come back and coach the Ravens, I am in.
Yeah. That makes sense and that lines up pretty well.
If that is what we're doing, I would not even be mad. Just tell him he can't blitz as much or something.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh shit. They converted on 4th down. No timeouts. The Colts will go no huddle to cover. Only other game I can think about that has something worth talking about, Rams Seahawks. Horrible loss by the Seahawks. Geno Smith is out here losing games. And yeah, like something you talked about earlier, Rams picking up wins here and really looking like the team that they were at the end of last year.
They did this last year too, though. They started 3-6 and finished 10-7.
Yep.
So like we have previous evidence of them like putting a run together. Yep. But we also saw at the beginning of the year they were just missing so many players.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't actually think the Rams are trash. I didn't think that when they were 1-4.
Yeah.
I don't think they're like amazing, but we could be sitting there and they could be 6-4 going hosting Philly on Sunday, November 24th.
Yep. True. Yeah, actually, I mean, that's the thing too. As an Eagles fan, I'm looking at that game, and I think that's a pretty good test. Oh my God, Flacco just threw a hilarious pick. His hand got hit as he threw the ball. That ball was just in the air for like 15 seconds. It felt like, and a Vikings player runs under it. It does look like there's going to be a flag here. This may be illegal contact. Nope, it's pass interference on the Vikings, so Flacco is saved. But yeah, as an Eagles fan, I'm looking at that Rams game as like an actual test to just see like where we're at, because the Eagles are playing a lot of shit teams right now. Cleveland to the Giants into the Jaguars into Dallas with no Dak. Like that's not really a run of games where I think you can judge a team off of. So when we play the Commanders, Rams, and Ravens back to back to back, I look at that as the stretch where we're actually going to learn if Philadelphia is like a contender or not. And the Rams are like not like they actually belong in the,
Are they kicking it now?
What's that?
They're kicking it now. They're not going to cover.
They're really out here for onside kicks in 2024.
Well, they would need one anyways. It's low-key not the dumbest thing, but
Vegas would be pissed.
Damn.
Well, we have a 8-point game, 1-score game, 21-13. They will try an onside kick. Yo, low key, I think it was Tampa. No, I forget who it was, but
Tampa recovered 2 against the Ravens.
I think there was a game where I saw what I thought was like the most perfect onside kick I've seen in a minute, but it was a team that was down like 3 scores, so it didn't really matter.
Tampa against the Ravens.
Yeah, bro, that was wild. It was perfect, and then I just felt like they wasted one of the rare onside kicks in 2024 for a game that they weren't gonna win.
Minnesota has 3 road games in a row. That sucks.
They got the punter out here. It looks like he's putting the ball like on its side. No. Colts versus Jets on Sunday Night Football. Wait, when is that?
That's got to be flexed.
Bruh. It's not next week, right? Okay, yeah. It's not next week, so they can flex it still. Think of 2 weeks out. Yeah, it's 2 weeks out. That flex Kansas City to Buffalo to Sunday night immediately. Immediately. Or Ravens Steelers. Have your pick. I don't care.
Nah, I think we're right up against the primetime cap as well.
Okay, shit. Damn. Okay, I hope Kansas City Buffalo isn't an issue, although I suspect it would be. But then again, the thing about Kansas City is that I don't think there's a ton of other games that are worth flexing. So this might be the one. Like, are you going to flex Kansas City against the Panthers, Raiders, Browns, or Broncos? No.
I think the Raiders game on Black Friday counts as a standalone game, though.
Exactly. Actually, that's a great point. And so does Pittsburgh. But that's the thing is, like, I don't think they go into the year with 6. Let me see how many they've had.
Like we have 6 right now, technically.
Oh shit! Okay.
We
never win when we're on TV. Damn, that's
the Bills, the Bucks, the Bengals on Thursday, the Chargers on Monday Night Football Week 12, and then Houston on Christmas. See, I don't know if they can flex anything unless they're going to flex something out, which I don't think they can now.
Yeah. And Justin Jefferson gets the onside kick. This game is over. We got the Vikings moving to 6-2, the Colts moving to 4-5. So shout out to everybody that's tapped in. We got watch-alongs on Thursday for Cincinnati and Baltimore. Sunday night is Detroit against Houston. Definitely doing that one. Monday night is the Rams and Dolphins. Definitely not doing that one. Tomorrow is Tampa, Kansas City. I am not going to commit to doing that one. That one is definitely a we'll see how I feel when I get home kind of thing. But we'll definitely be here on Tuesday to talk about the tiers. So, yeah, shout out to everybody that's tapped in. Still over 70 people. A lot of you guys kept hanging around after the raid. So big up to you guys. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Helps a lot with the growth of channels. YouTube pushes content out to other people depending on how much content is engaged with. So look, you leave a dislike if you want. Oddly enough, that counts as engagement. Leave hate in the comments if you want. Shout out to the Jets fan, real one. Definitely a last time viewer, but it is what it is. Yeah, I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow, and if not on Tuesday. It's been real.